Let the dawn of a new day.
I see you, Coach Sola. How are you?
Oh, inside. Inside. Yeah. Inside. Inside. Bringing hope and make you feel alright. Rainbow.
Happy Monday.
Promise the future and life.
Yeah.
Let the light that's within me shine
Thank
to
you.
the
Oh,
whole
King
world.
Sylvester, is that you? Really?
Light. Let the dawn of a
Thank you
new
so
day
much.
bring understanding.
Amazing. It's gonna be a wonderful day today. I can see you, Coach Tola. I hope you're good. King Sylvester, how are you? Happy February. I know it's 10 days gone already. I hope you're good. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. This is a huge surprise. Thank you so much. I hope you're good. Wow. How is life at your end? How's the family? It's good to have you here. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Wow. Amazing. Happy Monday to you. Guys, welcome. I'm sending it to everyone to be part of this talk today. So please do the same. I'll give us a few minutes and then we can kickstart today's talk. I know, interesting one today. So no sweating. Hopefully no sweating today. I hope we're good. Mandela, I see you. Thanks for joining. I will said or I blessed. Okay. Wow. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my goodness. What have you done? Thank you. Positivity and love. Wow. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Okay. I hope this is real. I'm sorry, but I'm just wondering. Thank you so much. See, I'm even short of words. I don't know what to say. King Sylvester, thank you so much for the gifts. I really appreciate that. I hope you're going to stay because this is partly part of your normal talk. We're talking about self-love today. Hopefully. Oh, see you around. Well, thank you. I wish you could, throw in one or two nuggets about self-love before you go. Oh, you're going live. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We'll see who finishes first. Maybe I can stop by if I'm not too tired. But we'll see. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. Onyeski, I see you. Thank you so much. All right, King Sylvester. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your stopping by. Huge moral support. Thank you. Maya Jada, I see you. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to be starting my talk soon. As you can see, the topic is self-love. Interesting one. This topic, people tend to shy away from it. As a single person living your life, do you love yourself really? Or you're the type you love everybody, you do things for everybody and you forget about yourself. And then you face getting burnt out because you give and just forget about yourself. So today we're going to be talking about self-love. Yes, let's talk about it. Yes, indeed. I dare also talk about this. So it's always nice, don't get me wrong, look after people, family, loved ones, friends, colleagues, mates, whatever you want to call them in your life is good. But how much of that love are you giving to yourself? That is what we want to talk about today, self-love. So guys, do me a big favor. Click down on your screen if you're joining us today and please send to all of your friends. Let us talk about these things. Let's talk about this self-love today. Some might feel, what are you talking about, self-love? Isn't that selfish? We will find out today on Insight if it's selfish, if it's selfless, or if it's a necessity. Adonis, I see you. Frank Smart 24, thanks for joining. Please send this live to your friends. Let them be part of our talk today. At least this one, like I said, no sweating. No sweating. I see you, Ayuminat. Thanks for joining. Please help share the live to your friends. Oh, wow. Let them be part of our talk today. I hope our week so far so good. It's a Monday, like I say, some people, Monday is not their favorite day of the week, but it is here. It is here. We have to do what we have to do. Thank you so much. I see you. Illuminate Mind. Thank you so much for joining. I see the purple. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. So guys, once again, welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal today. Oh, thank you. You're making me blush now. Ooh. Yes, you are. Thank you. Well, I think I've seen the red and probably orange heart. The purple one, I'm not sure. If at all is there, I rarely would use that, I guess. So maybe the purple is calling for purple today. Royal, Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I hope your day has been good. So far, so good. And thank you for liking the live. Please illuminate mine. Please help share this live to your friends. Let's talk about these things. Because sometimes, like I said earlier, we look after everyone and cannot neglect ourselves. And then it's like when you look around, nobody's putting you as priority. So why not love yourself? Why not take care of yourself on your way home from work? Oh, okay. I hope you're still going to stay, tuned in. And hopefully you get home by the time I'm rounding up so that you can come and share one or two things about this self-love we're going to dive into right now. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I finished work a few hours back and I'm like, I wanted to rest a bit so I can come, but the sleep wasn't coming. I said, let me not force it. So I just went into the mindfulness mode, just switch off the light, just relax the mind, and meditated on how the day has been so far. And before you realize, my alarm said, okay, it's time to get off and get ready for Insight. So hence I'm here. So I know Monday, I hope it's not too tedious for you, but all the same, we thank God for grace and strength to carry us through today. Tomorrow is another day, but we are grateful. So join me as I go into this talk today. Please, guys, click down on your screen and send to all of your friends. Gracie, Ola, I see you. Thanks for joining. Thank you for sharing the live. Much appreciated. And then, as I give the talk, the most or the least we can do is please help me tap like some people are doing already. Thank you for that. And, they say when you come on a live, even if it's one heart me, just a heart me, just so that I know, we're together in this community. Just a heart me is all I ask for. And of course, I have my goals every week. Please, if you want to help with that, it's fine, but no stress. A13, I see you. Good evening, brother. Hope you're good. Please help share this live to your friends. Let them be part of this. Thank you for the heart to me. You can see A13 came in and straight away he's done that. It's just to tell you that he's part of this Insight community. And I appreciate you every time. He's always coming here support. I really appreciate that. Archer, I see you. Thanks for joining in. So I'm going to go into the talk and please take note because this is kind of a self thing. We self-reflect and, check yourself. How have you cared for yourself lately? What have you done for you lately is you. It's you. What have you done for yourself lately? Have you ignored yourself? Have you neglected yourself? Have you allowed yourself to be loving every other person other than yourself? Let us talk about this today, guys. So self-love, is one of the most important but yet often misunderstood concepts in personal growth and also in well-being. So many people mistake self-love for selfishness or arrogance. Stanley, I see you. A powerful topic. Yes, indeed. Let's talk about this. So it's no confusion or no coincidence that we're talking about this today. Especially just starting off the year. Some people started making plans already, what they're going to do for Mr. A, what they'll do for Mr. B, but they haven't put themselves on that list. Guys, this is an eye-opener to this. Okay, so like I said, many people mistake it for mistake self-love for selfishness or arrogance. But in reality, it is about having a healthy relationship with oneself. How healthy are you within yourself? Can you say, oh, I'm happy, I look after me, I take care of me, and all of those things. Can you check your list and tick them off? Or are you waiting for somebody else to come do that for you? Two things, but we're going to look at that in a moment. So true self-love means valuing, respecting, and caring for yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. So it is the foundation for a healthy relationship or personal success and your overall happiness. Because if you don't love yourself, you're going to miss out on a lot of things. You're going to miss out on so many things. So let us look at it with a critical eye today. Self-love. When you love yourself, you set standards of how others treat you, how they make better life choices, or how you make better life choices, and also cultivate inner peace. If you don't love yourself, do you have inner peace within you? If you don't love yourself, then what is going on with you, for you? In this talk today, we're going to look at what self-love is, why it is very important, barriers to self-love, and practical ways to cultivate this in our daily living. It's very important. It's very crucial. You go out to work, and then you spend maybe 70% of your earnings on people, others, and things, and barely even the 30% for you is to pay your bills. You don't even think to take yourself out, treat yourself, and all of those things. So guys, sit back. We're going to be breaking it down today. So what is self-love? I just remember this song because when I was meditating, I thought of that song, came to mind when I remembered the topic. There's this song, if you're a believer, you probably know, or even if you're not, you may have heard it. And for me, I used to think, when I heard the song years ago, I used to think, this is a very selfish song. Why would believers be singing this kind of selfish song? But I didn't have enough wisdom at the time, I guess. And this song, if you know it, just put a thumbs up there. This song says, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. So when I heard this song years ago, I'm like, not your brother, not your sister, that's selfish. Why are you singing selfish song? But later, experiences of life taught me that, Father, Lord, I need prayers. I don't know who is out there praying for me. And in fact, I had to break that thing. I pray for everyone. And then one day when I was praying, I just heard, pray for yourself. It felt weird. And that was the first time it actually became a conscious thing. Like, I pray for everybody. Maybe if at all I lump it up, I pray for my family and I feel I'm included. But for me to say, Lord, I'm praying for me, that this, oh Lord, it felt weird and strange. But I got corrected. As you pray for other people, as you pray for your family, your loved ones, pray for yourself. Because you don't know, are they praying for you? You don't know. You have to pray for yourself. Don't think, oh, because it's a modest thing when you pray for other people. Of course, God will hear your own heart's cry and all of that. But open your mouth and pray for yourself. Omobalale, I see you. Edward, thanks for joining. Adirunke of Kent. Oh, wow. I see you. So we're talking about self-love today if you're just joining in. And I've just given, brief introduction there in case you're just joining. Omorogbe, I see you. Thanks for joining. I hope you are good. Omobalale, how are you? Hi to you as well. Happy Monday to you. I hope your day has been good so far. So guys, yeah, that song I thought was selfish, but life taught me to say, Lord, I need prayer. I need help, so to say. So we're talking about what is self-love now. Let's break it down some more. Self-love is the ability to accept and appreciate yourself as you are while still striving for growth. Appreciate where you are at. Appreciate, that's why it's always good to self-reflect where you're coming from, where you are at, and where you intend to get to in life. Thank you, Stanley, for liking the 3.8 already. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. So when you're talking about what is self-love is self-acceptance, embracing both your strengths and your weaknesses, and then taking time to work more on your weaknesses and what your strength is, building that up some more. Self-care is prioritizing your physical, your emotional, and your mental well-being. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for that, for the gift. I appreciate that. Thank you. Please help keep tapping. Let's keep tapping. And hopefully when I finish, maybe we'll hit 20K. Yes, fingers crossed. Thank you. When you're talking about self-love, you're talking about self-respect as well. Ivy, I see you. Thanks for joining. Please help share this live to your friends. Let them be part of our talk today. Self-respect, as in setting healthy boundaries and standing up for yourself. Nobody talk trash to you. Nobody washes you down with their words. Nobody looks down on you. How are you carrying yourself? How are you respecting yourself? Some people, they say, oh, these people don't even have respect. They treat me this way, that. Check yourself. How have you presented yourself to them? Bafo, I see you. Thanks for joining. It's amazing. These things, sometimes we don't pay attention to it, but we moan and grumble when we feel people do certain things to us or behaves in certain ways. Why don't we start that reflection? Check. Maybe you're the one, what you're giving out is what probably you're getting back. So do you have self-respect? It's part of this self-love we're talking about. And again, self-compassion. Some people are so hard on themselves, especially when they've made a mistake or they've erred or something. They just don't have compassion for themselves. And for other people, they will cry for other people. They will nearly die for other people. Thank you so much, Adirunke, for the heart me. And for themselves, be kind. Be kind. Budia Budi, I see you. Hello to you as well. Are you kind to yourself, especially in difficult times? So self-compassion is part of the self-love I'm talking about. And again, self-growth, investing in your personal development and continuous improvement. As long as you're alive in this part of the world, you can't afford to be static or stagnant. You have to keep up, with the pace positively, not just anything, everyone doing everything, you two want to do everything. No, you look after you. What are you passionate about? What is your purpose? Who are you? And what are you investing in yourself as well to develop personally, professionally, emotionally, and all of those leads, if I can put it that way. So self-love is not about being perfect. So don't get me wrong. Thank you, Budi. Thank you so much for joining. It's not about being perfect, but it's about recognizing your worth and treating yourself with kindness and respect. Honestly, it goes a long way. Why is self-love important, you might ask? I'm going to tell us why. Why self-love is very important, because it improves our mental and emotional health. It reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. If you love yourself, you will stay away from anything that will stress you. If you love yourself, the anxiety has to be minimal. Please, Abba, I did, Please, anyway, you get me. And if you love yourself, anything that has to do with depression, you guard your heart, you guard your mind, and stay away from that. Pastor Jabando, I see you. Thanks for joining. Good evening to you. I hope you're good. Happy Monday to you. Again, when we're talking about why self-love is very important, it's important because it increases your self-confidence and your resilience. You know yourself. You can't afford to give up. You would encourage yourself. You will sweet talk yourself if you had to, pump up your energy by yourself for yourself. Just like David encouraged himself in the Lord. Because sometimes you might have friends all over, and they're dying moments that you need someone to encourage you. And it's like everybody's busy with life. You may call, this person call, and nobody's picking up. What do? Put the phone down and say, for me, guess what? You can do this. You are better than this. No fear will come into your heart. I will psych myself. I would encourage myself because it will help boost my self-confidence, my resilience. It would help me. And of course, again, it helps manage negative thoughts and emotions. You love yourself. What are you processing in your mind? Are the kids asleep or not? No. What time is it there? This is just 22 past 8. The day is probably just starting for them. What do you mean? It's a Monday by the ways. No, they're not sleeping. And the kids, when you say kids, I've got adults in my house, more like, so yeah, no kids as such. The youngest is 16 going 17. So they're not kids. They are they are my ogas. They are my bosses. I know, it's funny, right? Yeah, okay. So as I was saying about why self-love is important, it helps us to manage negative thoughts and emotions because you're by yourself, you love yourself, you tend to process why are you feeling sad, why all this negativity, and you try to think of a positive way for you because you know yourself best, and that is a very good way to live in life and processing issues, situation, rather than allow that to weigh you down. You love yourself enough not to carry unnecessary burden. For me as a believer, just drop it at the feet of Jesus, as he said, and take on his own light yoke, very light yoke. Again, self-love, when you engage in that, it strengthens the relationships you find yourself. It helps set healthy boundaries with other people. They see the way you carry yourself. They see the way you treat yourself. They won't come and treat you any less, or they won't come and, some people are, they would want to try, but boundaries are there. You don't take nonsense from nobody. So don't give nonsense by the ways. If you don't want nonsense, don't give nonsense. Exactly. It's a two-way street, please. And again, it reduces your dependency on external validation. If nobody comes to me to say, Fumi, you're doing a good job, tell yourself, Fumi, you are doing a good job. If nobody comes to say, oh my goodness, or cheer me and clap, I say, sometimes I do this, I'm clapping for me. Yes, clap for yourself. If nobody comes to say, you know what, let me take you out for a treat, take yourself out for a treat. That's all it means. Okay? By the time external validations come and all, it's extra because you're good by yourself, with yourself, for yourself. So anything outside is like extra. Whether it comes, you're good. If it doesn't come, you're good. That's what we're talking about. So it kind of strengthens your relationship with other people as well when you have self-love for yourself. I see you, TikTok 9. Thanks for joining. Please, let's keep tapping and invite friends to be part of this talk. It's very important, really, because if I'm not okay, I don't think I'll be here to do what I'm doing. If I don't take care of myself, if I don't love myself enough or look after me, I bet I won't be here. Or even if I'm here, I may not be regular, or I may not, there's a whole lot of things that could go wrong if I'm not okay within me as a person. Again, self-love is important because it encourages personal growth. It boosts your motivation and your self-discipline because you love yourself. You're a disciplined person. Well, you're meant to be disciplined. The things you do, you mind what you do. You don't live life anyhow. You don't do things anyhow because you love yourself too much. Because sometimes when you do things anyhow, people will treat you anyhow. They will do you anyhow. So how do you do yourself, so to say? It sounds funny saying that. Anyway, it encourages risk taking and new opportunities because I love myself. I'm confident within me. I can take up new opportunities. Let me try that out. I may not have done it before, but yeah, it sounds good. I may try that, even if I failed, but at least I've given it a shot. Or I might try again. Self-love gives you self-motivation. Most things. Yeah, good evening, TikTok 9. I see you. Thanks for joining us. Click down on your screen. You will see all this name pop up. Just send it to all of your friends. Let them be part of this talk today. Because you find out that in our society, a lot of people just go with their heads bow up and down like that. They're miserable. They're not looking after themselves, and then they're part of the society and they rub off on other people as well. So let us talk about these things, how we can boost ourselves. Again, love. Do you love yourself? That is the question. What are you doing to show that you love yourself? What can you tell me? If I ask you now, TikTok 9, do you love yourself? What would be your answer? So think about it, because I'm going to bring us up very soon, and then we'll talk some more about it. Like I said, it encourages personal growth, enhances your self-awareness and decision making. Because you love yourself, you look after yourself. When you want to make decisions, you think 3 times about it. I love myself so much. Oh, that's good. That's very good. It's good. At least it is what you have you can give to other people. So I take it the people around you will feel that love flowing as well. Again, self-love is important because it promotes physical well-being, encourages better health habits. You eat well, you look well. Sly is here. Okay. Unbreakable, thanks for joining. Thank you for slying in. I see you, Tom Thomas. You're welcome. It promotes your physical well-being, encourages better healthy habits, like to do your exercise, to eat balanced meals, and to rest well as well. And of course, it reduces stress-related illness because you know yourself, you're guarding yourself, you're looking after yourself. Anything that will overly stress you, you don't want to be part of it. Or you look for solutions quickly because you don't want anything to stress you. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you. So, you're welcome, Unbreakable. TikTok said he invited you. Thank you for that. And again, it strengthens your mind-body connection. Some people, especially when you want to rest, self-love. Do you rest well? You're sleeping. You've closed your eyes. You want to sleep. Your brain is still doing 24/7, and your body is tired. You want to rest. This self-love, you love yourself, so you will do things that will put your mind at rest, that will put your body at rest, that will help your mind, your body to connect together. Oh yeah, okay. And thank you for obliging his invitation. Thank you so much. So self-love kind of strengthens our mind-body connection. So when you practice self-love, you build a strong foundation for a balanced and fulfilling life. Like I said, you love yourself. You're not going to take any nonsense from anyone. No rubbish, like garbage in, garbage out. No. Because you love yourself, you're guarding yourself, you set boundaries, healthy boundaries, and things like that. People will mind the way they behave towards you. Again, when you're talking about self-love, and this is why we're here really mainly talking about this topic, many people struggle with self-love. A lot of people struggle with it. Maybe it's their orientation about it, or their thought process about whatever it is. But quite a number of people, I gathered, they suffer from self-love. And there's so many reasons why, which I'm going to tell us a few bits. Many people struggle, like I said, with self-love due to negative self-talk. I mentioned that briefly earlier. Constantly criticizing yourself, constantly. Like, you cannot be perfect. Even robots that we think, oh, it's done, perfect robot, they make mistakes. How much more you that are human? Constantly criticizing yourself. Oh my God, this little mistake. You think the world has collapsed. The way you will criticize, scrutinize yourself. Negative talk. Oh my God, I know it. Oh, this person, I don't want to say me because it's not me. They're not good for nothing. Oh goodness, they're just a disaster. They're a mess. There's nothing good that coming out from them. No. Why are you constantly negatively criticizing yourself? And then again, another thing, reason why people struggle with self-love is focusing on failures rather than their strength. We all make mistakes from time to time, but we can't dwell in the mistake. Otherwise, we will not grow. We will not progress in life. We will not be successful. We will not achieve goals. So when you focus solely on failures rather than strengths or successes as well, you're not engaging in self-love. That is not self-love at all. So be mindful. Another reason is because people fear judgment. They fear others, judging them, and they're always seeking approval from others because they're not contented with themselves. They don't love what they have done, or they don't love the outcome of themselves. So they're always seeking approval. Do you think what I've done is good? What do you think of this? They're not confident. They don't love what they've done or what has come out of them. So we need to do away with that. And again, another barrier is feeling unworthy due to social or cultural expectations. Life happens, you drift here, you slide there, and then you find yourself in this elite group. And you're looking down on yourself. You don't think you belong here. But somehow, life brought this opportunity your way, and you start talking yourself down. Oh my God, that is a social or maybe cultural expectation I'm trying to break down here. You feel unworthy. You feel like, it's not somebody like you they should find here. Who else but you should they find there? You best carry yourself and behave instead of looking down on yourself in that social gathering. Who says, is it written on the forehead? I mean, even if you're struggling with your confidence or whatever, it's not written on your forehead. And as you present yourself, so they will receive you. And that is, some people is like, they isolate themselves because they don't love himself enough to belong to some set of social gathering or a cultural gathering or something. No, don't look down on yourself. Love yourself enough to carry yourself there and mingle. Don't look down on yourself. Again, another reason people struggle with self-love is past trauma and experiences. This one is huge because a lot of people, they don't process it. They are living that life because of that past trauma. It's made them not love themselves. Some people will even look in the mirror and say, I just hate my body. I hate this. Or everything about them, they hate. They don't love themselves. And I understand, of course, this person is struggling to love themselves due to whatever has happened. It could be childhood neglect or abuse. It could be a toxic relationship that damaged their self-esteem, and therefore they don't love themselves. They're like, love themselves. How? Why? Because everyone, literally everyone, has treated them so badly, so they feel they're not worthy of love, even loving themselves. And this can affect people mentally, emotionally, physically, in so many ways. And this is why we're talking about it today, so we can self-examine ourselves. Do I love myself? Boy, oh boy. Once upon a time, maybe not as much. But these days, as I'm loving on my God, it makes me realize who I am. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am the apple of his eye. He is the lifter of my head. Therefore, I fear no evil. Encourage yourself. Don't allow past trauma to steal the love you ought to give to yourself. Sandra, I see you. Vasila, I see you. Thanks for joining. Again, another reason why people struggle is comparison with others. This is a major killer. I don't want to use that word. I'm on TikTok before they will come and block me off, so to say. Comparing yourself to other people. Guys, there can never be two FunmiRoyal. There can never be two Stanley. There can never be two Vasila. There can never be two Grace Ola. I'm telling you, it's you, unique self, you. So don't ever, ever compare yourself to other people. Feeling inferior due to unrealistic social media standards or cultural standards or peer group standard, whatever the standard may be. You are your unique self. Love yourself the way you are. I'm not saying bad habits or behaviors or what have you. No, that's not what I'm talking about here. But you as a person, do you love yourself as you are? Of course, we can always improve things. We'll grow and learn and grow and all of that. I get that. But don't ever compare yourself to other people. Yes, so my good sister, nobody can be me. Exactly, nobody. They might try, but no, it can't. Even if you're twins, even if you're identical twins, you are two unique individuals. No matter how much you say each other's words to finishing each other's words, no matter how much you dress alike and all, you're still unique in your own person. So don't ever compare yourself to any other person. And again, measuring success based on external achievements. Or because you haven't achieved this, you're not worthy of love. Says who? Or because you have not attained this level or whatever in life, in society, therefore, no. Please do not put that on yourself. And again, people struggle because of perfectionism. Believing self-worth is based on success or perfection. You might think you don't deserve this self-love because you're not perfect, or because you don't have much success in life, or whatever reason you may put, because you're not perfect. Why? You can only fake to be me or imitate me. You cannot be me. Thank you. I won't even try. Even if I try to mimic you, the way you talk and all of that, it can never be. People will know you're mimicking FunmiRoyal, or FunmiRoyal is mimicking Stanley. They will know. No. Even if I put beard, I don't know if you have beard or whatever. Let's be sarcastic now. Leslie, welcome. See, my brother is here. There is no how. Leslie, even if you're a twin, you are both unique in your personalities, in your persons. Even if you love the same things, you do the same things, you eat the same food and all of that, people will tell you, Leslie A, you are this. Leslie B, you are that. They will tell you who you are. Self-love. Love yourself. You're not perfect. Don't say because you're not perfect, you're not worthy of that love. No. Believe in yourself. You are worth it. And you can be successful. For the fact that you're working your way towards success, you're not there yet, does not mean you're not successful. After all, some people started, they've given up already, and you're still working your way. Self-love is important. And again, another struggle, last one I'm going to mention, is because people are struggling with guilt and self-blame. Maybe they've done something wrong in the past or whatever, and they can't get over that. And imagine you've done something horrible or bad, and you're telling yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Their mind can't comprehend it. I quite understand. That's why they're struggling with self-love. But know that recognizing and overcoming these barriers that I've mentioned is very essential for developing a strong sense of self-love. We make mistakes, we realize it, we make amends, and then we move on. We still love ourselves. For the fact that I made one mistake does not mean I don't deserve love. And whoever says I don't deserve love, hold your love. I will love myself. And because I have to move past this. So I have to love myself to be me again. Jude, I see you. Thanks for joining. Oga Leslie, I hope you're good. Are we in the kitchen? It's dinner time. Oh. So, in case you don't know what self-love is, I've defined that. If you're thinking, okay, so Funmi, I've heard you. So how can I cultivate this self-love? Because I'm not sure I love myself like I love my brother, my sister, my this, my that. Okay, let's look at it. How to cultivate self-love is very important. Please help me to keep tapping, please. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. The way to cultivate self-love, maybe you have to jot this. Like I say, I can't cover it all, but I'll mention a few bits. Practice self-acceptance. Do you even accept yourself? You know what? Some people, like I said earlier, if you go in front of a mirror, they run away quickly because they don't like what they see. Why do you not like yourself? Write it down. Why do you think you don't like yourself? Why are you not accepting yourself for who you are? You need to accept that no one is perfect. And that is okay. That is okay. Some may say, oh, for me, you look beautiful, you look this. I have my flaws. In fact, I heard somebody say, you know what, you can't have it all. Either you're beautiful and you have a flat bum, or you don't have, you have flat chest, or you can't have it all. I said, what do you mean? Say, you can't have it all. I said, okay. And I started and analyze the thing. I'm like, oh, this person may almost be true or sounded right. I know, woman of purpose. I said, wow. Hey, oh my goodness. I started seeing a lot of it. I'm like, okay, that's your theory. I've proven it with myself. I don't know how many people I can prove that with. So as much as many people listening to me right now, check. Do you have it all? You're beautiful. You have hourglass for a woman. You know, you got it. And Oga Leslie, you're handsome, tall, dark, with 6-pack. Or is it 1-pack? Yeah, never mind. Some people have 1-pack instead of 6-pack. But anyway, let's pack that aside and go into our talk. So how to cultivate... Woman of opposite. Oh, he has 10 packs. We don't live in a perfect world. I know. And this is supposed to be our reality. Otherwise, we'll just keep hating ourselves for no reason. Practice self-acceptance. Accept that no one is perfect and know that it is okay. Embrace your unique qualities, your unique strengths. Even if we're all good where we're good at. I know I'm very multitasking, I'm multi-talented, but sometimes I see some people, I bow. I'm like, these people, no, I bow. I used to be like, I remembered there was one meeting I had years ago in my former church, and people were like, oh, no, we had a women's meeting. Yeah, I remember. So I said, instead of tasking us to cook and all of that, every woman bring a plate of food for 4 people. I'll bring for 4 people. You bring for 4 people. By the time we all put that on the table, we'll eat and everybody will marry and just bring a drink or can of Coke or something. But as followers, as followers of Christ Jesus, you're meant to say, we are being prepared for eternity and perfection. Yeah, it's only in Christ we can be perfect. This body, as long as this flesh is still with us, we will struggle. That's why we need the Holy Spirit to help us, so we don't struggle too much. And then when we're translated with him, when he comes for us, for those who will meet him or those who will die here on earth, we are transformed. Then we become perfect in Christ. I know. But these things, we think about it, do we even know? That's just the thing. So as I was saying, I said to them, everybody bring food for 4 people and let's gather and eat. I don't know. Looks can be deceiving, people. Looks can be deceiving. I did not know that. This one maybe is, I'm gisting you now. I did not realize that my outward appearance to some people, would this one even know how to cook? This one is always, prim proper, this and that and all. Will she even know how to cook? I didn't realize some people were looking at me like that, Me, I started cooking at age 9. My father will show you pepper if you don't cook. He will tell you what he wants. You go in there and make it. If you make mistake, you will go back again. So, not even my mom taught me to cook. It's my father. I'll tell you that for free. So anyways, I decided to make my Nigerian ayamashi. You know what they call ayamashi? That's pepper stew with white rice. Because I wanted something simple, Because I thought nobody would think to do that. We thank your dad. Yes, so thank him for that. Because I thought he was being hard on me. Because all the beatings you get, if you don't cook it right. Maybe that was how I just felt like this man is punishing us. Learning to cook saved my life. I know. All my brothers can cook. Nobody, none of their wives can do any nonsense with cooking. They will go in there and cook for their wives even. Anyway, so I just noticed that everybody displayed their food on the table. I don't know why I'm digressing, but just to let you know that you can't have it all. You're not perfect. Yeah, that's why I went there. So the food was displayed, we had a meeting, and then it came to menu. I noticed that everybody, they left my white rice. They did not eat every meal they put in their plates. They will go for my stew. They were going, I said, would they not eat rice? I'll carry plain rice again home. But of course, I still had stew at home. But I just noticed that they were taking the stew. They were not taking the rice. That it was so nice. People with bread or sandwich even wanted a piece of the stew. So by the time we finished the meeting and then everybody was taking their pots and plates from the table, I carried the cooler of white rice and I carried the pot of stew. They're like, no, stop for me, please leave it. The owner is coming. Insult. I felt insulted. I said, hello, is my pot. Won't I carry my pot? They said, you brought that stew? Everybody came back and said, hey. I said, what do these people think of me? That I don't know how to cook? Hey. Even my husband is pressurizing me to go and open a restaurant. I said, no, I don't have that grace. I don't think so. I can cook for 30 people. And, I can do all that. But anything beyond that, you're looking for my trouble. No. So that's why I love small quantity of people. And if I have to cook, men, you will get the best. So they're like, hey, so you brought that stew? And guess what? It was later they were dissing me what they said behind my back. They said, she must have bought it. She bought it from the African store or something. I said, hey, is it this bad? Is this serious? So you people don't. And guess what? One of the women, she lived like 2 streets away from me. So I said, Sister this, you live close by me. When we get home, I still have some of the stew at home in my kitchen where I cooked it. In fact, the moment you open my house, I try to spray, but the hot oil, that the palm oil that you the thing was still smelling everywhere. So you can't tell me that I didn't cook this thing. She came, and I bet it's just to verify that she cooked this thing. So looks could be deceiving, and it's not the first time I was getting that. I'm like, what gives you the impression that more like this cannot cook? Hey, my husband, when we go to parties, we'll eat in a party, but when we get home, he wants to eat his wife's food. And when he does that, I didn't realize it's supposed to be a compliment. Why am I saying this? We are not perfect. Some people, they are not as whatever, and they... Anyway, let me leave that because I'm dragging it now. But you get my gist. Nobody is perfect. You cannot have it all. You might be good at this and not to be good at this. It doesn't mean you don't deserve love. Love yourself the way you are. You can't do everything. Thank you at least. Okay, so I move on. Embrace your unique self. Let go of unrealistic expectations. And don't let anybody put you in that. You may have a friend who's got this high standard. Look, if they're your friend, they would accept you with the standard you have or that you're bringing on board. Because that is what makes you you. That is what makes you you. Develop healthy self-talk, not the negative one. Don't wash yourself down just because of one mistake or one event or whatever. Replace every negative thought with positive affirmation. You know what? I failed at this thing, but I'm going to try again because I've got what it takes. I will try again. I can rise again. I love myself too much. I cannot dwell here as a failure. I am blessed. Thank you, woman of purpose. What are the positive affirmations you say to yourself? Are they words that edify your spirit, man? Are they words that lift your spirit up? Or the one that drags you down? Good for nothing. All those negative. No, that is not going to help you love yourself. Speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement. It said David encouraged himself in the Lord. It's no crime. Because sometimes they're waiting for people to be kind to you because you've been kind to everybody and they're not kind to... Be kind to yourself. That's why I said, when last did you take that sister out to treat her? You take that brother out to treat them. You do this, do that. When was the last time you say, you know what? I'm going to enter that restaurant and order the finest and eat and be good and feel loved by myself, with myself, for myself. When was the last time you did something for yourself? You treated yourself. You've always wanted to get that perfume. But it's so expensive. But then you buy it as a gift and give it to Mr. Diamond or Mrs. Silver. Why not you? Yeah, what is good for the goose is good for the gander, as they say. You feel guilty. Why? Please, Oga Leslie, please. Speak to yourself with kindness. Treat yourself with kindness. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Because you're waiting to do that big thing before you celebrate yourself. What if that big thing is still 10 years away? I wish I was less negative about myself. My Coco world, please come here. Let's talk some more. Be less negative with yourself. That is the thing. Love yourself enough to uphold your dignity. Even if people are washing you down, encourage yourself. I'm bringing my credit card right now. I'm about to max it out on myself. I deserve it. Okay, let's put balance. If you max it out, what about tomorrow's needs? Don't max it out, please. That's funny, oh. We're not saying do the extreme. You see, this is why we have to talk, because we love to balance things here. I have learned to enjoy small victories. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Please don't max it out. We still want to eat tomorrow. Please. Young, thanks for joining. Celebrate, your achievements, no matter how small they are, because it's something you've achieved it. You deserve to be celebrated. Some people, I heard somebody said one time, I went to the shops, I bought this handcrafted card, I wrote in it, I posted it to myself. I said, isn't that extreme? But talking about it now, why not? Because if you're waiting for that person or this person to send that card to you, what if it never comes? And then you go home, maybe 2-3 days later, you've even forgotten you did that. And then the letter comes through the post. And you say this beautiful, for you deserve it. Who says you don't? And that's where we miss things. That's why I said, look, that thing you would have gone to do it for Miss Silver, Mr. Diamond, and you don't do things like that for yourself. Why not? You buy chocolate and put, just to say, feel well or feel good. And when you are a bit poorly, no phone call, no nothing. You better treat yourself right. I'll buy myself gifts. Why not? This is a good idea. Yes. Do things for yourself. And people around you, when they see the way you treat yourself, they won't treat you any shabby. They won't treat you any less. So, anyway, a word is enough for the wise, as they say. Again, I'm looking at how to cultivate self-love. Develop healthy self-talk, like I said. Practice self-acceptance. The next one I'm going to say is set boundaries, guys. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. Somebody put there they were feeling guilty. Learn to say, look, I learned this thing the hard way. My conscience nearly killed me. But I thought, you know what? Why do I want to always displease myself to please others? Thank you. Oh, baritone. Good evening. How do you start? Let's see. How do you start positive self-talk when you're used to negative self-talk? That's why we're here talking about it. Because if you're not conscious about it, you're not intentional about it. So, my dear Coco, I think, my Coco world, give me 1 or 2 negative things you say. And this is the basic of how to cultivate this self-love we're talking about. For every negative word, statement, sentence, or whatever you do, write it down. Write them down, because you know what you say to yourself that is negative. Write it down. Roll the book in two. Write it to the left-hand side. To the right-hand side, what is the positive of it? For example, I am good for nothing. I am the best at everything, or whatever the opposite is. Write it down there. Whatever it is negative you say to yourself, always write the positive to the other side and get used to the positive one. I'm single because no one has chosen me. Hello. There's a whole lot here. I can't begin. How I say no very well. It is treating myself out that is not easy for me. Yeah, I know it's hard. Why do you think we're here on Insight? We're talking about it so that we'll bring it to your consciousness. My Coco world, there's a whole lot we need to talk. Maybe you have to DM me after so that I don't use you as a case study here. That's not the intention. But I know other people want to learn and they probably are asking the same thing. Somebody I've always said to you, you're good for nothing. But you're alive. Meanwhile, another person will come and say, thank you for what you did. But you will not remember that. You keep remembering this person telling you the negative things, and then you transfer that to yourself. You start telling yourself, I'm not good for anything. This is not me, by the grace of God. So change that negative, whatever it is, find the positive. Go to Google if you must. Type it in there. You always say blah, blah, blah. It's negative. Give me the positive of this word, of this statement. There is help out there. Self-help books can help. There are courses you can even do if you must. There's so many materials out there on YouTube, on the internet. How to increase self-love, how to cultivate self-love, how to do away with negative self-talk. There's so many. Just Google it and be mindful as well, because there may be some funny ones there. So that's why I say, please always feel free to DM me and I'll try to respond to you. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. As long as you're okay, you cannot help everybody. You cannot please everybody. It's not possible. No matter how much I do, I almost give my head to somebody. The moment something happens, they've even forgotten all you've done. And sometimes it's even where you haven't given that you receive this giving you're looking for. Sometimes you give your everything to this set of people and nothing is coming back, and all of it could be a stranger that is showing you that love in return. And you'll be wondering, you even be wary, like, what have you done to deserve this? Because the people you're pouring your love on, they're not reciprocating. The first step is changing your mindset about yourself. A total 360. I'm telling you, if there's anything more than 360, that's the one. And you can't give out of your emptiness. Exactly. So look after numero uno. Look after yourself. My Coco world. Begin. Now you're intentional, because now you've come out to say you've always been like negative thinker, so to say. Now we want to be positive thinker and we want to be intentional about it. There's no two way about it. I'm going to round off quickly so that we can bring us up to talk some more about it. Surround yourself with people who uplift and respect you. That goes a long way. Those are things you need to check. Who do you surround yourself with? You don't need validation from anyone. Like I said, David encouraged himself in the Lord. If you're expecting people to what's the word now? To give you compliments and they're not giving you, Funmi, you're beautiful. You are God's creation. Tell it to yourself. Because you're waiting for Mr. A, Mrs. B, Mr. D, and they don't ever come. So what does that mean? Encourage yourself. Tell yourself you are, because everybody is beautiful. It's the way you look at it and say, this person is too this, is too that. Did you create them? God saw and everything God created was beautiful. Apart from people who are augmenting one part of their body now, well, good luck to them. But as you are made, you're beautifully made. You are handsomely made, so that they don't think I'm talking to women today. Distance yourself from toxic relationships, because those are the negative words you hear from those kind of relationships that when you reflect by yourself, you tend to hear them louder. And this is not a good thing that would help your mindset or to help you love yourself anymore. So be mindful who you surround yourself with, whether friends, even family. Some family members, you relate with them at arm's length because they're no good for you. Yes, woman of purpose, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm not perfect, but I'm perfect in God's eye, and I'm perfect in my eye. I don't even have to be perfect. You're looking for trouble. Who is that perfect person? Show me. Anyways, let's move on. Again, prioritize self-care. It's very important. Get enough sleep. Eat well. Exercise well if you must. Like I say, sometimes when you mention exercise, some people's heartbeats will start pounding. No, it's not about jogging, carrying weights, lifting. No, just a 5 pound or 2 pound skipping rope. Get a skipping rope and do that regularly. Maybe that's just all the exercise you need so that you don't strain yourself or don't do anything at all. Sometimes I do a bit of squat. I'll be laughing at myself. I say, well, at least I'm faithful in doing this or whatever. Engage in activities that bring joy and relaxation. Oh, I'm telling you, I got to be on fire because once upon a time I suffered this thing. I feel because somebody's not validating me, I'm not good enough. Self-love, very, if there's anything beyond low self-esteem, I used to hide under being shy. I was so shy, so I thought, but not knowing that it's all the negative words growing up and all of that that has really finished me, so to say. So I'm talking from a place of experience tonight. Please know that. Engage in activities that bring joy and relaxation. What do you do for fun? Some people say, fun. Hey, after I work 25 hours in a day, after I go to look after this person, after what time do I barely have any time to rest. There is the problem. There is the problem. If you have to sit down and let's not even do a week. Let's start with a day. For example, today is Monday. Analyze your Monday. What have you done with your Monday? How have you spent today? Doing what? For who? With who? Apart from, okay, fine, you had to go to work and do that. Let's leave the time for work aside. After work, all the time that is left, what have you done? How did you use that time? Going out for nature walks with my camera. Beautiful. Take pictures. Find something to do. Find a hobby. Take breaks and avoid overworking yourself. That's the essence of it. Take time for yourself. As you're planning 10 hours for other people, plan 2 or 3 hours for yourself. Put yourself in the equation. Because otherwise, you're waiting for someone to come and look after you. They may never come. Or it might take 10 years before they come. So what happens to you before then? You have to look after yourself. Be bold. Be strong. Be courageous. Forgive yourself when you do wrong, because it's another one that contributes to people not loving themselves because of whatever mistake or error. Let go of past mistakes and learn from them. Learn the good, the bad, the ugly of it and move on. You must say, oh, it's easier said than done. I've been there. I'm here. Self-forgiveness. Yes, you need that. Otherwise, you will drown in what is it called? You drown in hatred for yourself. Let go of past mistakes, learn from them and move on. Practice self-compassion and avoid self-blame. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. It demoralizes us. It does not help. And again, understand that growth comes from those experiences. If you can have that mindset, okay, you've made this mistake. What have you learned from it? Because you have to move on. You have to move past it. So you have to learn, if this situation were to arise again, what would you do differently? How would you tackle it such that that previous mistake or past mistake does not occur again? Let go of remorse. It is the poison of life, you see. Toria's promise. Oh, how are you? Good to see you. It's true. You can only give what you have. So if all you have is negativity, people will be running away from you. Because when they're talking about how do we solve this, you even bring more negative to it. Hey, they'll be like, this one, we're looking for solution, or not drowning. Positive self-regard, yes. There's one thing we give our clients when they come, unconditional positive regard. So anything they're bringing in that space, you can't judge them. No matter how gruesome or how bad or whatever it is, you have to give them that positive regard because they're human in their entity. They make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Good to see you. Oh, thank God. Thank God. It's good to see you here. Understand that growth comes through those experiences. And that's where confidence will come. Because you've been there, done that, as they say. And love yourself so that you're ready for whatever mistake might be coming tomorrow. Again, invest in personal growth. Read, learn new skills, and challenge yourself. Remember, the topic is self-love, and we're talking about how to cultivate this self-love in case we don't understand it or we don't even know. We're not engaging in it. Please, this is a new year. And certain things, like I always say to us, we have to unlearn and relearn a lot of things to be better, to enjoy our day-to-day living. Thank you, my Coco, for liking the live. Set personal goals for yourself and celebrate your progress as you go. Never look down, whether it's a small progress, it is still progress. Celebrate it. Surround yourself with positive influences. people that will influence you positively, books that will influence you positively, activities that will influence you positively. Engage in that so you can love yourself. Cultivate gratitude. Are you grateful for your life? Are you grateful for yourself? Thank you, Makoko World. Thank you. Focus on what you have rather than what you lack. Because even when you say, oh, you're lacking this, you're lacking that, one day provision will come. And then you find out that you're still lacking something else. For how long? So why not appreciate what you have in yourself and love yourself the way you are? Love yourself. You change the needful, don't get me wrong, but love yourself. Keep a gratitude journal if you must, to appreciate yourself, to appreciate life. Look at where you're coming from. Look at all the challenges you faced. Despite the fact somebody's saying you're not good enough, you overcame them all and you're still standing. Love yourself. Always view the glass half full instead of half empty. Yeah, that's true. I've heard that many times. In our mistakes, great knowledge and wisdom can be cultivated. Of course, we learn from past mistakes. We don't dwell in it. Okay, express thankfulness for personal growth and progress. You know, like I said, when I finished that course, I'm like, wow, I did it. And then the school was almost delaying the graduation. I'm like, what's wrong with this? Do you know the sacrifice I had to put in there? I deserve this certificate. You better find me my certificate if you don't want my Nigerian trouble. You know, you deserve it because I earned it. I'm like, it was a huge sacrifice for me. And now they're tossing me back and forth. Anyway, you see what I say? I'm bringing my own personal stuff in there. So when you integrate at least all of these things that I've said, practice it daily. Every day, if you have to get up and say, you know what, you are blessed. You made another day. I'm going to make today beautiful for me first before any other person. Because sometimes we want to give what we don't have. And that's why we burn out so quickly. That one is supposed to use to what's the word now? To revive yourself. You've given it out to people and you're left dry. And if care is not taken, the way you relate with people, you'll be miserable, you'll be angry, you'll be cranky and all of that. It's because you're giving what you don't have. So when you put all of this together, practice all of this positivity and activities and things in your day-to-day living. Self-love becomes a natural and powerful force. It has to be like a habit you're growing into in case you haven't even started. Who says it's a crime to love yourself? Who's loving you anyways? Another story for another day. Cultivate a mindset of self-love. Yes, self-love. Auntie Kemi needs to have self-love and deal with her trauma of Nigeria. Anyway, okay. We want to expand it to that level. Oga Leslie, take your time. Oh. I hope it's not the Kemi I'm thinking, or maybe it's another one. I don't know. Come and tell us. Thank you, Buddy. So, the relationship between self-love and loving others. Let's look at it briefly because I'll be rounding off soon. Many people believe that loving others should come before self-love, which is what I started with. But the truth is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. I've said that a million times today, I'm sure. Self-love helps you give love more freely. Because you have the love for yourself, you have more than enough to give to other people. You barely love yourself. What love do you want to give to people? Tell me. You have empty cup of water. Well, it's supposed to be a cup of water, but it's empty. And somebody's coming, give me water to drink. Is it not empty cup you give them? Is it not when you have a full cup? Even if you have 1/4, out of that 1/4 you want to give, the more reason you need to feel that self-love every day, not on Valentine's. Not only on Valentine's Day you will show love to yourself like some people would. The way this mind works, only God can understand. When you respect yourself, other people will tend to respect you more. I've had a situation where maybe I'm just coming into a gathering of people and some there are saying, these people, they don't respect you, you better behave, they will not respect you. And I'm trying to understand, but I come in there to be me, and then After a certain period of time, what I'll be hearing from this person is, they respect you, or what you say. So I'm now like, okay, what is the difference? Could it be that what this person too is dishing out is what they're dishing back to them? So you need to self-reflect from time to time. If you find yourself in a place where you're disrespected, check. Have you shown disrespect? Thank you so much, Debbie. Oh, well done, Debbie. So we need to be mindful. When you respect yourself, other people will respect you more. And that's just how it goes. Loving yourself allows you to love others. So even if you think you're loving everybody, forgetting yourself, that love is not 100%. Just know that. Because you're not even giving yourself any percentage of love, and yet you're loving everybody. What love are you loving them when you don't even have it? It is something to really reflect on. A person who practices self-love creates healthier, more fulfilling relationships with family, friends, peers, colleagues, and even romantic partner as well. When you love yourself and your confidence in yourself and you go into that new relationship, this person will trip because you're not going there with your shoulders down, head down, let's just do and do. They will treat you anyhow. I'm not saying pride. Don't go into pride because there's always a thin line. But how do you carry yourself? Do you love yourself? For this person to come and love you, they have to love you more than you love yourself for you to fall in love, so to say. So, self-love in different aspects of life. You can look at it in career and ambition, as in choosing work that aligns with your values and your passion. Otherwise, you hate yourself doing that bad job. You say it's a bad job or somebody else's passionate or passion job. But you're doing it for the sake of doing it, and you're miserable in there. You don't even like the person you're becoming because of what you're doing, So you can find out that in this aspect of life, self-love comes in as well. Choosing work that aligns with your values and your passion. Avoiding burnout by balancing work and rest. Find time to rest. I cannot come and rest for you. You're the one overworking yourself. Is it possible for me to come and rest for you? It's not. You have to. And knowing your worth and setting your career goals. That job is making you feel miserable. Change jobs. Get a job that makes you feel good. Get a job that doesn't make you hate yourself. Why would you do that 24/7? Why? Because they're paying you. Is that money worth it at the end of the day? So when you know and value yourself, you don't settle for anything or everything. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. And then when you're talking about self-love regarding relationship, not settling for unhealthy relationships, somebody come and treat you anyhow because they think they're doing you a favor by loving you. Hello? Hey? Please. Communicating needs and boundaries clearly so that people don't treat you anyhow. How do you want to be treated? Make sure you treat them that way as well. It's a two-way thing. And again, valuing yourself regardless of others' opinion. Just like, imagine, hey, I would have thought my food was so bad, but I kept seeing everybody going near it. Imagine, hey, what they were saying, like, is she the one that cooked it? And all that. I will now sit and say, maybe I can't cook. Maybe. What's that? What is that meant to achieve in my life? So value yourself regardless of all the negative opinions. Sometimes it's good to take critique, don't get me wrong. That's why I said there's always a thin line. But when you know that this person is constantly negative about you, towards you, I would run. Again, in spiritual growth as well, finding peace through faith, your prayer life, or meditation and all that, aligning with your true purpose and values. This will help you love yourself. Accepting yourself as a unique creation with a purpose. You're not on earth by mistake. You may not be perfect. In fact, nobody is perfect, like I said. You may not have attained where you want to get to in life, but it doesn't make you feel loved less or less loved. I don't know the grammar to use now. Okay, Leslie, okay, please help us make that dinner quick and be back. Thank you. So, guys, let me round up because I think I've taken so much of our time. All these examples, I didn't even think I was going to go there. In my conclusion today, self love is not a destination, but a continuous journey of growth, acceptance, and care for oneself. It is the foundation of your happiness, your resilience, and fulfillment in life. Don't ever forget that. By embracing self love, you empower yourself to live authentically, to build meaningful relationships, and achieve your full potential because you have what it takes. You've got what it takes. And my final thought here today is the most powerful relationship you will ever have is the relationship with yourself. The most powerful relationship you will ever have is the relationship with yourself. You cannot disown yourself. You cannot disown your body. Otherwise, you mean it, it means something else. So, love yourself first, and everything else will fall in place. Love yourself first, and everything else will fall in place. That is my talk for today. My one question, however, today is, do you think that self-love is a selfish act? Do you think that self-love is a selfish act? Thank you guys for listening.
Let this light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love. Oh, inside,
Wow.
inside, yeah. Inside.
Guys, I think maybe I've overtalked today, but it's all good. It can be, but it doesn't matter. Debbie, Elder Debbie, okay. Please send me your invite. Let's bring us up into the box. Let's discuss this some more because we have to learn today. Whether we like it or not, we must learn and take something home. Today, self-love. I love me. Do you love you? Please send an invite. Let's talk about this. Let's not shy away from it because a lot of people are struggling with self-love. And at least, I mean, the one person came up and was asking certain questions. I'm like, it just comes to prove that a lot of people might just be struggling with this self-love we're talking about. It sounds easy, but in practicality, maybe that's where we're struggling. So let's talk some more about this and how we can do better by ourselves. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy Monday. Good to see you all today. I hope our day has been good so far. Woman of Purples.
What's up? What's up?
My chandelier and
God is up. The blessings are up.
oh, okay.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. You all right?
Yes, well, I am, but I'm gonna have to leave early today because I gotta go into the office tomorrow. So because
One
I
of
love
those days.
myself and I need to balance my sleep and everything, I have to sleep early.
I'm not going to question that.
I know.
It's
I know
good.
you're not gonna question me. This is one of my favorite topic.
Whoa.
Honestly, like when I'm gonna tell you how old I am, but when I did 40, it was a wake up call for me to, I think Leslie was saying in the chat that God, talked to me about self love. That's one thing that God taught me about self love, because sometimes, for me personally, I feel like I didn't have enough self love for myself because of sometimes things you go through in childhood relationships and stuff like that. So I had to stop and just really stop and go back to, especially like these negative thoughts that somebody was talking about.
Yeah.
Because you get used to people saying things to you when you're a child, you grow up to accept those things for yourself, like you're never going to be no good. Or in a relationship you break down and the person says, well, you're going to be left with 2 kids, who's going to want you? All these things, it really gets down into your soul and you start believing it and you start walking in it. But I had to stop and realize that no, It's not true. Because I mean, you said about self-love, is it selfish? It's definitely not. It's not selfish, in my opinion anyway. But I had to realize that actually I'm a good person. I put people first before me. So I was looking at the balance. I always talk about life being a balance thing. My balance was out of kilter because I was more focused on what other people thought, how I was pleasing other people. But then I wasn't feeding myself. I was pouring out and I was empty. And then when people didn't respond well, it really then knocked me down. I kept saying, no, why am I doing this? And reading God's word, I always say that to people. Like God says, love your neighbor as yourself. But if you don't really you don't love yourself, how do you then love your neighbor? And actually, how do I expect people to love me when I don't love myself and I don't even know what love is for myself? So I had to deconstruct myself, tear away all those deep layers, and that's what I was saying to the lady in the chat, that there's help out there. For me, it was about, reading the word of God, starting from basics. For me, is learn that God loves me. Like, I don't advocate for this, but me personally, it was such a deep thing that as much as I was fearful of tattoo, I had to get one. And because it was that deep statement in myself, like I had to put there, God's love, self-love. And that's what I have on me, because I need to remind myself that for me, God loves me. And God asks me to love myself. So if I don't love myself, then I'm not doing the will of God. I'm not actually walking in what he sees me. So I had to stop and go back and draw from that love that God has for me. And then from that, I was able to then, fill myself. So it's like, you're a well and you're empty. Where are you pouring out from? Like you said, where are you pouring out from?
I wonder.
We pour out of ourselves so much because we feel like responsible for everybody. We keep giving. But not for ourselves. And once I started doing that, like I had to start learning how to say no to people, because before I'm a sort of person, someone says do something, I'll say yes. And then, hey, I'll start stressing myself because I'm like, oh, you said yes now. How are you going to do this thing? Then I'll be worried, stressing. I said, why are you doing this to yourself, my child? Like, why are you doing this to yourself? You won't want to do that to other people. Then I started thinking, you know what? I need to treat myself like my own friend, because I used to give good advice to people, and I would tell somebody, don't do that. Don't, why would you say yes to somebody when you can't do it? Why would you put yourself under that stress? But yet, I will not take that same advice for myself. So then I had to start thinking to myself, okay, Esther, you're in this situation, how would you treat yourself if somebody, would you give that advice to somebody in that same situation? Then I started taking advice I would give to somebody else for myself, because I didn't know how to do it for myself. So I had to put myself in that position of, okay, I'm your friend and I'm coming to you. What's your advice? Then I'll take that advice. And I've learned to do that. So it's a journey. Like I was saying to Lady Nothing, it's a journey. You have to start with small things. And the small thing to start off with is knowing that, you know what, you are valued. Yeah, you in this world, you are beautiful. You are unique. On Sunday was Racial Justice Week in my church, and we were talking about, valuing one another and actually celebrate the difference between one another. Because when we are different, we come together and we are able to build. For example, if you think about it, the body of your body, it's all different parts, but without one part, you can't function properly. So that is how we are. God gives us individual abilities, individual skills, and things like that, and actually value it and spending time to find out what makes you different, and valuing how that is needed. It's like you were talking about, me, one of the things I love and at the same time I don't like about myself, but not like, but I wish I can tweak it, and I'm working on, is that I can do so many things, but I feel like I would love to have the ability to just focus on one thing. So I'm setting myself that task to just focus on one thing and build rather than.
You have to make.
Huh?
It's a decision you have to make.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to do these things, but it's taking me so many years to get to this level. But it's a process. You start slowly with valuing yourself, learning that, you are special, you are unique, you've got something that you add value to in your family, in your workplace. Sometimes it's like no one thinks the way you think, no one sees things the way you see. It could just be little thing. You could be the most caring person, you give good advice, you're good at listening, because these things that we might take granted because we have it in us, we think, it's just me. Some people can't do it.
I know.
So you have to value that in yourself. Like, you know, if you're not such a good, if you're such a good friend and you listen to people, and imagine how many lives you are touching. I mean, if you went there, all those people that, you know, tap from you, where would they be? So to start tapping in yourself and building yourself up and saying, okay, I want to be able to give out to people. Let me feed myself so that what I'm giving, you know, also help others. And I always like, I've learned, it's taken me this long to learn, but actually when we're giving out, we give out from the overflow. It's not from the inner bit. In the inner part, it's for us, it's reserved for us. It's the overflow that is for others. So let's cultivate building our inner self so that we'll have the overflow for others around us. So yeah, it's a very complex, you know, topic you're talking about. But for me, the reason why I say it's not selfish, because I think for me, I used to think that, like, you know, like when you're growing up, people will say, oh, whenever you start to put your knees up, like, you know, you say, oh, share your toys. Yeah, you don't share your toys, you're selfish. You know, you always like trying to stand up for your rights and stuff. People make you feel like you're selfish for asking for things or wanting things, and then you become some person that you don't ask for things. But I realized that no, it's not selfish to want to, you know, look after yourself or to want to feed the inner you, because the inner you is a spirit. It has to be fed. If you're not feeding the inner spirit, man, how are you then gonna grow? You know, so I have learned that it's not selfish. Looking after yourself is not selfish. And, you know, self-love is about self-care. You got to take time, discover who you are, engage in things that you want. Like, it was even funny, I was talking to my sisters this later on today, and I was saying to them, you know, like me, I never wait for anybody to get me anything. If I fancy flowers and I go shopping, I'll go get it. If I want to go dinner, like I was telling my friend the other day, I said I took myself to dinner. She was laughing at me. She said, you took yourself to dinner. I said, why not? I went to the restaurant, I like it, and I said I'm going in there and sat down and I took myself to dinner. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, why am I going to wait for some friend to come with me? What if my friend is not free? I should miss out on the treat for myself? No. If I want to go to the cinema, I'll go by myself if no one is available. I'm not. It's like, it's for me. If others come, it's a joy to have them.
I
But the
mean,
priority is for me. And I'm not gonna wait for my life where it's like, oh, everything that I do I have to wait for other people. Sometimes, yes, it's fun to go out. I took my friend for afternoon tea on Saturday. It was lovely. We went for afternoon tea in the city, we went walking around the city. It was beautiful. I definitely will not want to do that by myself, you know what I'm saying? Because
well,
afternoon tea is it's a two people thing, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
certain things we can't restrict ourselves and say, oh, I'm not going to go on holiday because you're supposed to go on holiday by yourself. My friend went on holiday by herself. And I was like, so proud of her. I was like, well done, girl. You know, you took yourself, you wanted to go, people weren't available, and you took yourself. And when you do those kind of things, it really empowers you. It gives you that confidence. It builds you up. I can't explain to people, but it just makes you, because you took yourself out of that comfort zone and you become so happy that you can be alone with yourself and you can do things for yourself and it's okay. I think that's what it is. It's about knowing that it's okay sometimes to do things for yourself and it's not selfish. And I think once you learn that, you then the kids that are coming, our children and people around us, you try to pass those knowledge to them as well, for them to also start doing it and looking after themselves and taking some time out and spend time by yourself. There's nothing wrong with spending time with yourself. I think that's another thing. We don't like spending time by ourselves. We always feel like we need something distracting us. The TV has to be on. The music has to be on. There has to be something. Just spend some time.
Do you enjoy your company, your own
Yeah.
company? Do you?
Yeah, you expect people to enjoy your company, but you yourself, you don't like your own company. Like, what is that? You're selling me something that you yourself, you don't like. You want me to buy? No. So, you know, we have to practice. Whatever we want to give out, we need to give for ourselves and practice. Yeah. Hold on 1 minute.
Yeah. So I'll let you moderate till the time you're ready to go, so it's fine. Okay, she said to hold on.
Sorry. The
Okay.
next. Okay. Yeah, I think it was Stanley.
Yeah.
Stanley's next, isn't it?
Yeah.
Give me my glasses. Good evening, Stanley.
Good evening, Ma. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to the live. I want
Thank
to
you.
hear from you.
I have enjoyed your submission.
Thank you.
Very good. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please do not forget to grow more than this.
Man, I'm like a tree. I'll keep growing to reach the
Yes, so
sky.
Yes, she has to. Don't mind her. Ah.
So should I say something, please?
Yeah, go ahead. That's why she's called you.
Okay. Thank you, Fumi. Thank you, Fumi. You are different. Oh, okay. You are getting different. Let me just say
What do
that.
you mean I'm different? How?
You are getting different. You are
I've grown
getting different.
taller.
No, you are getting to be unique.
Wow. I am already unique, my brother. Trust me.
All right, it's a process. All right, I speak in parable, so it's a process.
Thank you. Thank you all the same.
All right,
Thank you.
but I respect you. I really, I
Thank
don't.
you.
I am not saying it because of you.
I
I am not
appreciate
saying
that.
it because we are here. So I respect you. Why?
Thank you.
Because of the knowledge you have, number one, and because of some of the ideas and points you have given us. So I learned a lot from it. So, you know, people deserve respect. You don't just give them, you don't just demand respect from people. So you now deserve my own tonight.
Oh
I
wow.
respect you.
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless you, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you. And you too. Thank you.
thank you. Okay. Let me, I don't know how many minutes I have. Let me just start. But
Yeah.
let me just start to say that um, self-love is the greatest love anyone can give, or the greatest love of all is self-love. It is easier said than done. Hmm. You know that your prayer can be hindered where there is no self-love.
Wow.
I will speak later in parables today. You have
You
faith,
explain it to
yes.
us anyway, so yeah.
You have faith, yes. Okay, but your faith has to operate within the culture of love. Otherwise, God will not hear.
Hmm.
Faith cannot work where there is no love.
Hmm.
Mhm. In other words, now, love is more important than faith. You see, I say that you can fast, pray, and your prayer will be nullified or can be nullified. Where there is no love, giving can become nullified where there is no love. The whole operation of the kingdom of God is in the atmosphere of love. Did you see the importance of love?
Hmm.
That's why the Bible said the greatest of all is love.
Yeah, God is love.
Now, faith can only work where there is love.
Please
The
proceed.
greatest thing in the environment, which is love,
Mm-hmm.
without that virtue, faith,
Hmm.
even your relationships, not only marriage relationship,
Oh yeah, so many.
will
Yeah.
fail. Are we hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Self-love is a product of self-discovery
Hmm?
and self-worth. If you think that you don't have any worth, you will hate yourself.
Hmm.
The reason why many people are depressed is because they don't have self-love. That's why I say this topic is very powerful. And I have only 3 minutes.
Wow.
Now, the moment you know your worth, you will fall in love with yourself. Have you seen gold on the street?
Did you say goat or gold?
Gold
Gold.
and
No.
diamond on the
Yeah,
street?
yeah.
On the street.
No.
No. No.
Woman of purpose, God bless you. Now, why? Because gold and diamond are very rare.
Hmm.
They are what? They are full of what? They are worthy. Therefore, they are rare. They are not everywhere. If you see any man, woman that is full of what? knows what, knows his what, they don't move around. They don't do anyhow things. If they speak, you will see wisdom. They don't speak too much. Why? Because they know who they are.
Yeah.
Have you visited Queen Elizabeth before? Have you hear how she speaks to people? Have you seen her wearing short skirts moving around? I'm just giving a scenario.
Yeah, we're following you. Yeah.
Just thank God I have only 2.5 minutes, so that if you get angry, then I will just dodge.
No. We're good. We want you to finish. That's why we don't want to interrupt you.
Okay, now you can never love beyond yourself, because if you look at my standard, I get my standard and my idea from the Bible, where Jesus said in Mark 12, verse 30, love the Lord your God with all your heart. We know all that. I don't want to go far because I am not a pastor. And the second commandment is to love yourself the same way you love yourself, love your neighbor the same way. So you can never love me beyond yourself. If you don't love you, you don't love me. It's simple as that. So you can only love people to the degree you love yourself.
Yeah.
So yourself is a key to your faith walking. The love to yourself is a key to your faith walking. You can never discover your self-worth without first discovering your source, which is God. Why? All true love comes from God. So God created us, and God is love. His name is love. He doesn't have love. God does not have love. He is the stuff. So he created us, the stuff. Oh, this is why I said I will speak in parable. So that 2 minutes I will just run
Don't
away.
worry, we're with you.
So self-worth without discovering God. Why? Because God is a source of all true love, not feelings. So self-love depends on self-source. Where did you come from? The value depends on the source. The value of a thing depends on the manufacturer.
Yeah.
If you see some jeans materials and you read, you will see made in, made in. You will know the quality, isn't it? Okay, we human beings, we are made in. Can you tell me?
The image of God, yeah?
Voodoo, yeah, you deserve
Let me
$100 for
clap for
this.
me.
Now, okay. So diamond and gold are rare and very scarce. If you can find the amount of diamond and gold, you have double value. If you can find some amount, because it does not lose its value. Why?
Let's keep tapping.
Because of where it comes from. The value determines the source where it comes from. People say, I love me, I love me. It's a big lie. Those people that claim that they love themselves, watch. You have. I've been listening to you since. I was patient listening. You will ask, how do you know that you love yourself? What shows that you love yourself? What shows that they love yourself? What shows that you love God? We always say, I love you, Jesus, I love you. What shows? Prove it. Faith without work is dead.
Yeah.
You see? So you love yourself, and people offend you, you will keep it and be crying and hating yourself for months.
Thank you.
Where is the love now?
In fact.
Okay, your self-worth should never be created by society.
No.
How do I mean? Many people, because they don't have self-worth, they buy things to be to get what from it, or they copy people. If I'm telling like, tell me.
Oh no. Yeah. It's a way of life for
So
some
we should
people.
not allow people to give us what. This is where many get it wrong.
Yeah.
We go to people to look for love, which they don't have.
It's true.
Hey. Okay. Now, about 90% of people that say, yeah, I love you, don't love you.
Mm-hmm.
Why? They don't love themselves. You cannot love beyond yourself.
Thank you.
So I will have only 1 minute, then I will just run away now.
Okay.
That place where I read, please, this topic, if it is important, if it is okay for you, it is very important. We can discuss it and discuss it so that we will learn more. Self-love is a result of self-discovery. Self-love is a result of self-worth. Self-love is a result of self-source. Where do you come from? Self-love is a result of self-esteem. If you esteem yourself very well, you will know how to carry yourself before people. There are places you will not go. You know, many people call themselves king, queen. If you are a true king, you should have a throne. You should have a kingdom. If you're a queen, have you seen Queen Elizabeth going to people's house here and there, talking and have you seen it? Have you heard before?
No.
Because she's a queen, she knows, oh, I'm a queen. I cannot do this. I know who I am. I know my word. I can't. I don't know if we understand what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Self-love is a result of self-concept. You have an idea of who you are. Self-love is a result of self-identity. Who am I? The people that don't know who they are do everything, but the people that know who they are do things differently. How do you value yourself? If you love yourself, you value yourself. Just as your talk is speaking, treat yourself well, do this. I listen, oh, that's why I give you that respect. 20% respect. If I say that, I'm
Thank you,
just joking,
20.
okay?
I want to say thank you, 20% as well.
Okay.
Okay.
People who don't have self-love are just trouble that is looking for somewhere to happen. That's why many people divorce,
Yeah.
because they are looking for self-love and the value and worth from their partner. So when the man go or when the woman go, they become depressed.
Lost.
They are because their value is gone. Many place their value in job. When they sack them, everything is finished. If you know who you are, it doesn't matter what people do, you will stand. Why? Strength, your strength come from what you know about yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Fumi, thank you for the privilege you have given me. So
Oh,
I have increased the respect to 30% now. Bye bye. Good night.
thank you, 30%. Thank you. Thank you for your submission. Oh my goodness, you're making me laugh. The value comes from God. Yeah, okay. Oh, he just.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, we have unpacked the complexity of self-love.
In fact,
Okay. I think is it Tori that's next, isn't it?
Torias.
Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, Torias.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I've
It's been a while. How are you?
been a while. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Have you
Thank you.
been?
I'm good, oh sis. And you?
I'm blessed. Thank you. How's the family?
We bless God. I trust yours are keeping well too.
We are all blessed. We thank God.
Thank God.
Okay, so self-love, 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 self-esteem.
Do you think self-love is a selfish act? If you don't even know where to begin from, at least if maybe you want to start with the question, it's up to you. But if you know where you're driving to, please take us there.
There's nothing selfish about self-love because, whatever it is comes from within, comes from you. Let me start like this.
Okay.
Don't let your happiness depend on anybody. Don't let your happiness depend on anyone. Not your husband, not your father, mother, brother, sister, children. Let your happiness depend on yourself. And that is where everything stems from.
Yeah.
When you know who you are, when you know what you believe in, because if you don't stand for something, then you fall for anything and everything. The wind comes and blows you everywhere. You don't know, um, you don't know what you are. You don't know who you are. When you know who you are from the inside out, and you know what you stand for, you know what you're about, definitely you would love yourself. It's a pity that a lot of people don't really love themselves.
Or
Maybe because
struggling.
of maybe because of what they have been through in the past, or something that happened to you at some point in your life or the other that completely erodes the value you have for yourself. This thing is a value system. If you value yourself, if you know who you are, if you love yourself, it will be apparent in the way you carry yourself. It will be apparent in the way you do the things that you do, because it's coming from within. It will reflect in the principles that guard your life. It will reflect, a lot of people, and this is my observation now. A
Okay.
lot of people have married people who they don't really, people who are not really their heart desire. People they really don't want to marry because they feel that they can't do any better. Because they don't love themselves enough to think that somebody else will be able to love them enough. That person who they want to spend the rest of their life with, they just look at that person from, from very, very far. And they feel that, you see some very, very beautiful people, their outlook is, but when they open their mouth to speak, you know, they are timid, they are panicky, they are not sure of themselves, and it just totally erodes that beauty. But there are times you see some people, they may not, sometimes looks don't actually define who people are.
Their
And you
value.
don't really get to know someone. Exactly. You don't really get to know somebody till you really, really get to know that person. You see that person, and until you get to know that person, the person may not be very brilliant, physically.
Yeah.
But when you get to know that person, you bless God for bringing that person into your life. If there's something going on in your life that is causing you to have low self esteem, that is causing you to have low self confidence, then change that thing. Because you see, the life that God has given you is God's gift to you. What you make of that life is your gift back to God. And you shouldn't take the gift of your life lightly, because every day that passes it's gone. It's never coming back. You must make the best of every day. Separate yourself from everyone. Separate yourself from the world. Focus on yourself. When you feel that things are going wrong in your life and you are losing grip on your self-confidence, you are losing grip on your self-esteem, you feel that your self-love is shaky, you can go on a retreat. You don't need to go with anyone. Go, you know, go on a spiritual retreat. Love yourself. Take yourself somewhere. You can go to the spa. You don't need anybody to pay for you. Take yourself out. You are a working woman who, you earn a lot of money. Make it count. You see, there are some women who take home a fat paycheck. But if you look at the way they live their lives, it doesn't reflect, their position. Their men still, batter them. You are earning so much money, but you're spending this money on this man who doesn't even respect you. If you don't respect yourself, how is he going to respect you? And then you live your life through him. You depend on him for everything, even though you are the provider. Everything is about him. It's about what he says. It's about what he wants. It's about what he loves. It's about, no, you need to stand up for yourself. Put yourself first. Stand on your own 2 feet. Declare what you want. And he will start to respect you. It's like being a wife. You are a wife to someone. You don't work. You don't do anything. You depend on him for money for underwear, money for tomatoes, money for God's sake. Do something. Even if you are not educated, there are so many things you can do. And all this stems from self-love. If you don't love yourself, you would not seek to advance yourself. There will be no self-development. There will be no self, that zeal to improve yourself will not be there. There are times when I have done maybe very well at work, very well in my business, I get a bonus or whatever. I take myself out. I go and pamper myself. I go to my best restaurant. I look good. Oh my God. You just love yourself. You wake up in the morning, do your affirmations. I am the best. I'm a child of God. Today is my day. Just tell it to yourself. Nobody has to tell it to you. If you don't do for yourself, oh yes. If you don't do for yourself, nobody will do for you. And when people see you doing for yourself, it will reawaken them to do for you. I go to the restaurant, I order a platter, whatever it is that I want to eat, because I don't know when I will be called anyway. I don't know when God will call me. So I live each day as if it was my last.
Thank you.
If you have any issues with me as a human being, well, that is your problem. I am me. You need to love me the way that I am, because I love myself the way that I am. And if you can't love me that way, well, deal with it. If you cannot deal with it, then take a walk.
Yeah.
Take a walk. I mean, so don't look for validation. Don't start looking for validation everywhere. The only person, and I mean the only person, and you can take this to the bank, the only person you need to look for validation with is God Almighty.
Amen. Hallelujah.
God Almighty.
Yes.
Obedience is better than sacrifice. Do what He has asked you to do, and you will see how your life will flow. He's the only one you owe anything. You don't owe any other person anything except love. And as so many of the speakers have said today, the only thing you owe your neighbor is love. And if you don't love yourself, you cannot efficiently, totally, completely, you cannot,
At all.
love the people around you the way you are supposed to love them. That love you feel for them, it would not be healthy.
No.
It will not be healthy. And that is why a lot of people come into marriages damaged.
Yeah. Oh, say that.
You are damaged because you are still dealing with issues that before anyone should go into marriage, you need to hold yourself, remove all those things that have caused you pain in life, that have cost you one thing or the other, or else that marriage it will have a kink. It won't work. There will be problems.
Yeah.
So create an air of mystery around yourself. Don't let everybody know. There's something that really irritates me, and it just totally puts me off that person. When somebody meets someone for the first time, they just know everything about you. They just know everything. You just keep talking and talking and talking and talking because you are looking for validation. You're looking for compliments. You want somebody to say something nice about you. All that. So self-love has to do with confidence. It has to do with self-esteem. If you don't like something about yourself, please change it. If there's something that is dragging you back and is not making you totally appreciate yourself, change it.
Yeah.
There is still room for it. And there is plenty of love inside you to share because God is love. Thank you, Fumi, for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you so much for that. Woman of purpose, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay.
I think Debbie is saying she wants to go and do something, isn't it? You
Yeah,
know her, she likes to go last anyway. So
no. She's gonna go next after Toria because of if she has to go.
okay.
Yeah.
Debbie, are you there? Our elder.
We need to.
You see, she already said
No, let her, because we're going in order because some
yeah.
people are dropping and bringing new people, so it's best. Elder Debbie, can you speak where you are, or if you can't, we can go to the next person. It's fine.
Yeah, I think she's not
Okay.
speaking, so all right.
Can we
Oh,
please
hi.
attend to something? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
All
can
right.
drop and come back.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
You see?
I need to quickly attend to something. I'm so sorry.
No problem. No problem. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not running. I'm not running, Lady Fumi. I'm not running.
it's okay. It's fine if you say so.
Okay. So I don't know who's next on your list because I can't see the list.
It's house view.
Okay.
Oh, house view. It's been a while as well.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, House View.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening for me.
Happy New Year to you. I should say that, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, happy
Happy.
New Year.
You're welcome. I hope you're good.
I'm all right, thank you. How about yourself and your family?
Hey, we bless God. We bless God. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So it's a nice topic tonight, self-love. I think every other person has done justice to it. Mine is just a quick one.
Okay.
It's just about recognizing our what,
Hmm.
nurturing our well-being, and fostering a positive relationship
Yeah.
within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's also about self-acceptance, accepting our strengths, our weaknesses, our imperfections.
Yeah. This was.
And
Mm.
I did mention about weakness. So if there are areas in our life uh, that are not so good, we can work on it. And through that way, we can ignite that self-love in that area of our life.
Mm.
Also, self-care,
Yeah.
because when we talk about love, uh, loving ourselves, we also have to care for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Engage in physical activities that will foster a good outcome of our emotional and psychological well-being.
Yeah.
You know, go for eating. I heard the first speaker made mention of taking herself out for a dinner.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Which is very good. Seeking exercises, relaxation time. Somebody also mentioned spa. Visit places.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to to self-reflect
Mm-hmm.
and build up that self-love
Yeah.
within us, because sometimes you can't give out what we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to go into relationship, if we want to foster a positive relationship within our communities, within our family, then we must have something to give out. And if we don't work on these things, we probably won't have something to give. But even if we do, it will not really be at the best.
Yeah.
Another one is setting boundaries. Um, Knowing your limits and establishing boundaries within relationship and activities that you do.
Yeah.
I say this because sometimes um, there are some things that we entered out of pity, or
Wow.
we are driven by emotions to do it. But when you recognize and work on yourself, you you understand that actually there are some things that I have to limit myself to, have to set pure boundaries, not to harm my emotion or to harm my well-being, which is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Forgiveness, self-forgiveness, letting go of your mistakes, forgiving yourself and your shortcomings. Put away those self blames
Yeah.
and move forward. You know, let's just have a lighter heart, a lighter being. You know, don't just carry those hurts all over. You know, sometimes work on yourself. Somebody said, retreat. The last speaker, she made mention of retreats, which is very good. Is in that atmosphere, that's time that you now like purge yourself out. You know, those hurts that you have gone through, or those things that you ought not have done, or you engage yourself in, and you keep constantly blaming yourself for. Just let go, and when you do, you will have this inner peace. So that is it for me for now. But it's a very good topic. I appreciate you. I appreciate the work you do, and I appreciate this community so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to sign off now.
Self-care.
Self-care, I'm telling you, I'm dreading tomorrow, but I'll be okay.
Because I posted my puzzle, you're running away.
I'm telling you, when I saw that, I started laughing. I said, good timing, Esther, good timing.
You, this woman. I'm posting it early so that people can start rehearsing it. So that
Oh, tongue twister. Don't bite your tongue, oh, please.
it's okay. It's just there for the time being. So we'll carry on. Thank you, house views.
Okay, yes. Okay, so I'll do the next one, and then I think who's next? We're still leaving Debbie still, aren't we? So is it up or down?
It's okay. So I think Minister came. I'm not sure who came first, whether Fumi or Minister. Or I brought them about the same time. So anyway, oh, okay, she left. Okay, so let's go to Minister Sarah, please.
Okay.
Why did she drop?
Maybe the line just dropped off, you know.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll try to bring her back.
All right. Well, hello. Good evening, Minister.
Good evening, everyone. I just was scrolling through and I got an invite, so I'm trying to gather my thoughts, but nothing to elaborate or anything. I think based on the topic of self-love for me, it's just appreciating who you are with your flaws and everything, you know, and just being true to who you are. Whether persons like you, whether they dislike you, just being true to who you are. I think that's self-love. We can go and quote all types of scriptures. We can say affirmations if we will, but if you say those things and you don't truly appreciate yourself, then they're just words. You can go out, you can treat yourself, and you can be really down in the dumps once you get home. So I just feel as though, this is my personal view, that all of that is good and dandy, but at the end of the day, I think just being true to yourself, you know, being authentic, that for me is showing self-love. That's just what I think.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I think a woman of purpose, she dropped off, I think, but it's all good. Like she said, she has an early day tomorrow. Thank you so much if you're still listening on the background there somewhere. Thank you, Minister Sarah, for that submission. Yeah, it's not just saying those words, you have to believe in those words, because I mean, people can say whatever, but what is in your heart really matters. So it's not just for saying sake. You have to believe you're unique. You have to believe you're confident. You have to believe all those things. So it's good to identify those positive words of affirmation, but not just identifying it, believing it concerning yourself. So thank you for that submission as well. I'm going to come to I'm coming to you, Elder Leslie. No, not Elder, Oga Leslie. I'm coming to you, but let me go to Fumi. I can't say the full name. Fumi Lola Peters. Oh, okay. Fumi Lola Peters. Good evening to you. And happy Monday. You're welcome to Insight. I'm not sure if I've seen you here before.
Hi, Fumi. Hi, my namesake.
My
How
name
are
is
you?
fine. Have you been on Insights before?
So I think I just came across your page now while I was scrolling the streets of TikTok.
Okay, girl. Lucky me. Yay.
Nice to meet you.
You're welcome. You're my safe. So automatically you're in this community now.
Yes, so
After
yes,
today you're no
so
more a stranger. So
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
for stopping by. I hope you're good.
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
All right.
It's a good thing you're doing, and I love this. You
Oh,
see,
thank
I'm
you.
an advocate for self-care and self-love
Same
because
here.
I personally have been through a lot relocating to the UK.
Wow.
So, coming from the mouth of a serial entrepreneur, because I am, and I'm still, I
Well.
was, and I'm still, by God's grace. Living the life of your dream has to start with you being very intentional, being selfish.
Yeah.
I mean, selfish in capital about your mental health. And if you want your mental health to be very balanced, you must be very careful about self love. You must give yourself self love. You must eat well. You must sleep well. I think the first two parameters of living healthy and giving self love is eating well and sleeping well. Let me tell you that this because I'm a mental health therapist by the grace
Okay.
of God
Oh,
that work with the
amazing.
NHS at the moment.
Okay.
One thing that I have noticed in the life of people that I take care of is that first they neglect their sleep, and it starts with the sleep. When they don't sleep well, it's the mental health deteriorates quickly.
Yeah.
And second thing that happens to them is the fact that they
Sorry, guys.
tend
Please let's keep tapping so we're not thrown out of the box. Please let's
yeah.
keep tapping. Thank you.
So they tend to neglect themselves in the area of eating well. See, good food is good life. What goes into your body has a lot to do about self-love, about self-care, about your general well-being. So I tell my women, because I have a community of women where we also do traveling as a means of therapy. Traveling is a means of therapy, I will tell you.
Really? Traveling
Even
therapy. Okay.
yeah, even
Oh,
even
go on.
even even this morning, I still sent it to them that you can travel within cities in the UK, in England. You can go to us if you are from Leeds now, you can just go to Liverpool. It's just about an hour. You can go to Manchester. It's just about an hour. Just go ahead, go and have life. Motherhood is chaotic at times. 9 to 5 is chaotic. 12-hour shift is very chaotic.
Tell me.
Go for your life, because at the end of the day, if you die now, like the first lady said, the lady that spoke before this man spoke, if
Yeah.
you die now, that's all. So I always like to enjoy good sleep and good food and travel. Sorry, that third one, travel. Okay, thank you so much,
No,
sis.
no, no. I'm just encouraging people
Yeah.
listening and you as well. Yeah,
Thank you
go
so
on,
much.
please.
Yeah, so if you see that third one traveling, you don't have to have money to travel. We do low budget travel for people, but I'm not even advertising that. What I'm saying is that you can go on some certain apps that they will tell you, give you package as low as £100. You will go for 3 nights.
Yeah.
You can even travel to Manchester, go and see the stadium, go to Liverpool, go to Blackpool, go and see the beach. There's so many things you can do with £100. There's a Titanic spa in Huddersfield. You can go if you're in the north of England. In the south, there's so many of them. Do you understand? Women especially, we need to do better, because at the end of the day, our mental health. So most of us we lived like queens back at home, because we have nannies, we have house help, we have staff, we have everybody working for us.
Yeah.
But when we got here, my sister, what happened? What happened? We are now
You're
slaves.
on your own,
We
no.
are on our own. We are the nurse, we are the driver, we are the
Hey.
cook, we are the everything. You understand? So you must prioritize your self-care. Go and tell somebody to just give you a face beat, and you're not going anywhere. just use it to snap pictures. I do it a lot. Yes. Go to a buffet like that. My sister said, go and eat. If you like, go with your husband. If you like, go alone. No carry children go. Some people we go tell them say make dem come travel with us. Dem go say dem wan carry children come. Wetin you dey carry children do again? We say make you run from all your triggers and all your
Day
all
to day.
exactly. Run from all the thing wey dey make you kolo. Because plenty people dey kolo for dis UK o, but dem dey wear cloth, dem dey do makeup, dem dey
I'm sorry
cover
for
face.
laughing. It's funny what you said, but it's true. It's the
It's
reality.
true.
Yeah.
Recently, I was crying in my room, and my husband said, "What happened?" And I said, I've lost it." He said, "Look at my feet. I can't even do a proper spa. Look at my face. There's hyperpigmentation coming out." I said, "I am going to book this travel, whether you like it or not. Come on,
By
give
fire,
me
by
some." I
force.
tell you, yeah, and he supports it. You see, it has to start with you. It has to be from you. Make up your mind, make that decision now and go for it, baby. Go for it, baby. Tell yourself you are going to recover. And do you know, some of us, we came here, we got pregnant again, we had children. What it, and childcare is dealing with, is singing Dorime in our brain. Childcare, they give us childcare, they do us, e dey do us strong thing, e dey show us shege banza.
Hey.
So some days I just enter the bath and I soak myself there. I put candles. I no dey wait for man to do that one for me o. I go just,
Self care.
I'm telling you, I go just on the candle, I go just smell the perfume, I go just pour the oils, I go just soak myself inside like that. And before I know it, I come out, my head is very light. My head is, so that's self-love. Self-love is not selfish. You go and put your children in your friend's place and go for the weekend. Go and do it. Even as Valentine is coming, even if there's no vow for you, you are here, you're a lady, you're a man, go
Take
and do
yourself out.
self-love. Take
Go
yourself
take
out.
yourself out.
Take
Yeah.
yourself
Why?
out. Go and do life. At the end of the day, you matter. In God's dictionary, you matter. In the dictionary of the people who really love you, you matter. They might not be there for you now, but they will need you alive.
They do.
They need you alive. At the end of the day, don't go and kolo. I know so many people wey don kolo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don kolo, the thing don affect them. Some don kpai o. I know many of them too. It is not my wish. It is not what they wish to. But they didn't know how to have the balance. So the balance to your mental care. I have been depressed in this country in and out. And that's why I campaign, I campaign for women as mental health and self care and self-love every time. So when I saw this topic, I was very happy. I was very happy because you see, if you are depressed and you think about yourself, you will come out of it easily if you can give yourself self-love. If you are anxious about the country and how to make money, how to do this, buy mortgage, how to go to school, pay your school fees, how to figure out childcare. If you are falling in between all these problems every time, but you can remember that you come first. Once you die, everything don finish. Then you come out of it. Then you will shake body, then you will do what? You will give yourself brain. And I'm sorry to say that with every iota of what's it called, seriousness, you will borrow yourself some pounds or some coins or some pence by doing what? Going on that vacation. By doing what? Just going to spa. I have planned some spa dates with some of my ladies because I look at my toenails, I look at the leg, I say, me can't look like person wey dey look for work. See wetin do me. So we cannot talk about it enough, and I pray and I wish that we will just understand it better, because the pounds that we are chasing, as you get to a time whereby the money, the more you even earn, the more the tax, and that money will not be able to do anything for you when your mental health has deteriorated totally. That money will not be able to help you again because it is irreversible at some point. So let us be very careful and let us be very intentional. May God help us all.
Amen. Thank It's true. You know, these things, you don't need to think twice about it, especially in this part of the world, this Western part we're in. We just walk, 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 walk. Some people, they're barely finding time to rest and they will now take up a second job. I know times are hard and all of that, but like she said, if anything happens to you today, you will employ somebody else. Life carries on. So look after yourself, even in terms of husband and wife. Yeah, your husband will look after you, you look after your husband, but don't put that sole responsibility on them. Look after yourself as well, because there's only so much another person can do for you. Say me, I need pedicure and chiropodist. That is my next speech, my God. Leslie. Thank you for sharing. So we have to be intentional about it. You know, I've heard of, in fact, these days it's becoming scary. People passing, they're in their 40s. In their 40s. Some, they said they sleep, they didn't wake up. And in fact, there was one that I still can't get over. This person, it wasn't, in fact, they lived a very simple life, and they slept, they didn't wake up. And you would think, were they in debt, or what would be the thing, or whatever. They found thousands and thousands of pounds in their account. The money is just there, and then they're gone. Somebody else that knows nothing about how they worked and toiled for that money is coming to spend it. So when you're buying for Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, put yourself on that list as well. I don't know. I think it was Leslie or somebody put on the chat that, or is it Elder Debbie? She said something, or so whoever did said, I saw it a while ago, said that maybe in Africa or in Nigeria, the way we were brought up is with this mindset, like we're supposed to look after other people. And I thought of it, that it's like it's true. They don't teach you to look after yourself. You must take care of Mr. This, take care of this person, take care of. They never say take care of yourself. Like you're not a slave, but at the same time, it's like you're a slave kind of a thing. But we have to be intentional. Sometimes I say to people, you're now grown. Nobody can say sit here or do this or don't do this. You're a full-grown person who makes decisions, choices for themselves. Why are you still living in the shadow of that past pronouncement on your life? You're not good enough. Nobody can love you. So you can't even love yourself and things like that. Please, let's do away with those things, because it's not helping our mental well-being. So thank you so much, for my sake, for that submission. So I don't know whether Elder Debbie is ready, or I come to Leslie before we. Or okay, maybe let's. Okay, you're back. I know you're up.
No. President General will do the address.
Where did you go? This thing is cutting off. Okay, the reception. I mean, the network I can see is a bit low. I can see one bar in your.
Is it better?
Okay,
I think it's better.
it's better. Yeah. Okay, so you want to attempt?
I said I can't. No, I can't talk with before President General Leslie now.
Okay, I hear you. Maybe you help me moderate before we leave today. Okay, Elder Debbie, you're not talking. Try the puzzle. Hi, please, let's laugh a bit.
And then Dave, I
No,
thought
let
the
me talk.
general now. Hey,
No,
Lord have
let
mercy.
me talk. I told. Oh, Lady Fumi, I told you my dentist warned me to be careful of things I do with my teeth.
I didn't ask you to crack bone, did I? Just read this thing
Hey,
on
but
there. Let's go.
this one you asked me to read now. By the time we finish reading it,
What will happen?
well,
Just only 3 times. Repeat it 3 times, and you'll be good. See, people are dropping off. Why? Why? I'll start
wow.
bringing the puzzle. Maybe
6 1 swam sweetly southward.
you're
Six
too
leaks
slow.
swam. What do you want me to do?
You're too slow. Who will give
Okay.
you gifts for that?
Six leaks one swam. I don't want to try. I will try later.
Okay, go on, you practice it. Or maybe Fake, you want to try? Can you try this puzzle for us? It's a tongue twister. See, Leslie is laughing. I'm coming to you. Please,
Oh God.
say it very fast, Quickly, 3 times
6
without
licks,
blabbing.
one swan, sleeves out was 6 licks, one swan, sleeves last one. 6. I did twice. Look at yourself. Let's hear
Percy.
It's okay. I will talk about self love. It's okay.
No, I don't want to. Since you want to speak last, no.
No, no,
Leslie.
no. I don't want to talk last. Oh, I don't want to speak last. Let Mr. Leslie will speak after me. He's the president general.
Okay, okay. The floor is yours.
You can't be disrespecting the old president.
I hope you're good. Anyways, it's good to see you.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just need quickly. I was washing, and I know the water will be disturbing. That's why I said.
Oh, okay. See, he's laughing at you already.
I know, right? And I'm looking up to him. Oh.
It is well. Okay. Also, do you think self-love is a selfish act? You can start with that, or I mean, people have been speaking. If you have anything else you want to say, please.
Okay. When it comes
Come up,
to
Orlando, please come up.
self love,
Yeah.
it's not a selfish act, but to people, it's a selfish act. But it doesn't matter, anyways. Now,
Okay.
the thing is, when it comes to self love, for me, I always say, what is the root cause of you not loving yourself?
Big question.
Before it gets to a stage where you neglect yourself, you put people before yourself, you make decisions based on people's opinion, you live your life based on people's opinion, what people say, this and that matters more than what and who God wants you to be. How did we get there? And I realized that a lot of people, mostly a lot of us that came from Africa, we were brought up to put others before us. E.g., a girl finish cooking, you say you cannot touch that food until your brothers come and eat it. Visitors are coming, you can't try that food until visitors eat. You have to wait till everybody eats, but you are the one that cooked the food. You have to make sure your brothers are okay, your sisters are okay before you are okay. I'm not saying it's not good though, but I'm saying indirectly you are training that child to become an adult that will put others'
First,
opinion
their needs first.
first before they think about themselves. And at the end of the day, it can lead to a damaged adult if care is not taken. Now, God bless you, sir. Everything is sacrifice, but sometimes some sacrifice can choke. Yes, some sacrifice can choke. I have seen 50-year-old woman that didn't marry just because her parents don't like where the guy comes from. Now the parents are dead, but she's the one living lonely.
Wow.
See, I can
That
use
Debbie,
myself.
you've hit a powerful point there. That's why I said sacrifice overload. That's what you just said is very powerful. Continue,
Thank you.
please.
Thank you, sir. Because we are all saying what we should do to manifest self-love. But what before we get to self-care, every other thing, what is the root cause of it? Let's first start from the self-discovery. Until we all sit down, until you sit down by yourself as human and see and think what is going on. And the moment you start a self-love journey, I'm telling you, even your family will go against you. I mean, when I say family, I'm not talking about extended family, I'm talking about immediate family. I used to say, and I still say it till tomorrow, that if I was married 10 years ago, by now, it's either they beat me out of the marriage, or I crawl out of that marriage, or I flush myself out of that marriage.
I know.
Because as at that time, I don't even know myself.
Oh,
I will be in UK. Somebody that is not living in UK, that does not understand what the system is in UK, will be telling me how to live my life in the UK. Do you understand? It sounds funny now, but it's not funny.
Wow, I do.
It's the fact is, see, I said to somebody, I said to myself one year, like, if I can deal with my own father, not deal with him in a wrong way, as in if I can say no to him, then I can say no to somebody, to others. And that does not mean I'm disrespecting him. That means I'm putting myself first now. I'm trying to understand, okay, this is my life, this is my journey. And the problem is, when it comes to African background, they forgot that immediately you clock 18, if you make any mistake, you bear the consequence yourself, regardless that your father or your mother advise you to take that step. You bear the consequence. So you bear the consequence, but they advise you to do that thing.
Wow.
That's where the foundation for a lot of people, a lot of us that lack self-love. That's where it starts from. It starts from home. A lot of children don't even, and it's still happening. The thing is, it's still happening till date. Even in this our new millennial, what do we call it? It's still happening. There are still parents that are still treating their children or teaching their children in this manner. So if we are saying self-love to adults, we need to let adults realize that they can't continue that same behavior with the next generation. If not, we will keep having what's it called, a damaged generation over and over again, and we'll be having a reoccurring situation, or should I say reoccurring damages. Self is until you discover yourself, you know, okay, this is the problem. I did a self-discovery where I wrote everything down. Okay, this is how my dad talked to me today. I don't like it. Is he right? He might be right, but I don't like the tone in which he spoke to me. How do we deal with it? Okay, my dad is not somebody you can talk to anyhow. I will not pick his call maybe for 2 months. Oh, Debbie, I've been trying to reach you. What happened? I don't like the way you spoke to me the last time.
Was that your approach, or you're just imagining that?
No, this is Adasa. What,
No.
am I lying what I just said?
I'm
That's how
asking.
I dealt. No, that was how I dealt with it.
Okay.
And you know, I'm so happy I did that, because now my dad has passed and I don't have that damage or grudges against him anymore.
Okay.
Because I was able to put things in place and balance everything.
Thank you.
And I was able to say, oh, I don't like the way you spoke to me the last time. I don't like it. And you'll be like, okay, Mabino, this and that. And we continue from there. But for some reason, African people have been trained that you can't approach adults. You can't tell adults they are wrong. At the end of the day, we keep grudges. You keep holding on to resentment towards yourself. And before you know it, that resentment now turns to something else. And before you know it, you start envying yourself. You start envying your children, because those children don't have that or bringing you harm. And at the end of the day, you can't even pinpoint or think about, oh, this is the cause of my problem. So before we say we are going for self-love, self-care, self-worth and everything, what is the root cause? What is the major cause of it? Sometimes it's not parents. For some people, I'm just using the one that is the most the highest part of it as an example.
I salute too. I get you.
The thing is, what is the root cause of lack of self-love? What is the root cause of it? So a lot of us, and I can say a lot of us that are on this platform can bet that when you first got into this country, for the first 5 years, the first money you are earning, you are sending it back home. Please tell me I'm wrong.
You don't need confirmation.
No, tell me I am wrong. 3 people should tell me I'm wrong. That you are all the money you are getting, before you spend money, before you pay your rent, you did not send money back home. Even when you don't have enough.
God have mercy.
Even when you don't have enough, I have done it. I am a chief officer in the line when they want to kill. which a lot of people have done, and a lot are still doing.
Yeah.
And in this case, some people are even homeless. Some people are even they are homeless in this situation, but they are sponsoring. It's not. I'm not saying doing charity is bad though.
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
saying
balance to it. There
I'm
has to be a
saying
balance.
you've put others first. It now turn to, oh, what will they say if I don't do it? What will they say if I don't do it? I've gotten to a stage where whatever you like, you say. It doesn't matter to me, as long as what I say and what God says matter. But before I got to that stage, I sat down and I realized, wait, it's part of upbringing. How do we deal with it? How do we go about it? First of all, you need to surround yourself with people that you know. People you know will tell you the truth. A lot of us don't read. A lot of us, we don't read. Even if you cannot read the book, please go on YouTube and type and find any self-discovery book. Listen to it. You cannot, let's now say you cannot read those ones because they are worldly and you are a Christian, you are a child of God. Please, there are lots of verses in the Bible that spoke about you loving yourself, how to take care of your body, how to take care of yourself. The Bible didn't say we shouldn't love our neighbors, so we shouldn't love our family, but it said love your neighbor as yourself. As yourself. That's what it says. It didn't say don't love them, but it says love your neighbor as yourself, which means it's from the abundance of the love you have for yourself that you give to your neighbor.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to marriage, thank you, ma. When it comes to marriage, my ladies, I don't know, I think it was Lady Toriola that said, even a lot of people marry who they don't love. It's not their fault. They don't even know themselves. They don't even know themselves. They just told them you are now 21. No, it's time to go for marriage. And their mates are getting married. I'm sorry. I'm not saying there's anything wrong in marrying young. A lot of people
It's the reality.
married young and they married right. But in some cases, or should I say in most cases, a lot of people don't even know themselves before they get involved with the man or with the woman. And at the end of the day, every decision you want to make, you have to. A lot of people can't live without their husband. A lot of wives can't live without their husband. If once the husband pie like this, they can't sustain anything. And that's because by themselves, they don't even know themselves.
At all.
They don't even know who. The thing is, know who you are as human being. Know who God creates you to be. What is your assignment as human being to yourself and to the world? Who are you? Let's start from self-discovery before we get to some people. As at today, some people cannot afford. Let's say you cannot afford spa, you can't afford massage, you can't afford all those things, but you can take a walk. Let fresh air blow on your brain. Sometimes a lot of people don't even know how to deal with themselves. A lot of people can't even have normal conversation. If they have, see, I used to be this person when I have misunderstanding with people. Even when I am on my right, I would rather let that person talk than defend myself, or I'll just keep quiet, which is not right. Everybody think, oh, it's because oh, she's quiet. No, it's not because I'm quiet. It's just because I just don't want the confrontation. But sometimes you need to talk. Sometimes we don't even mingle. When we get to this place now, all we do is we go to work, we do extra job, and then at the end of the day, God, I don't want to go there. We send the money home. We won't sleep.
Hey.
We won't mingle. We eat chicken and chips on the road. And then
Lord have mercy, you. God help us.
tough love start from before we this topic you brought today is a very is deeper than what we are saying, you know, because a lot of adults are damaged because before you get to where you are doing self-care, you are buying yourself gifts, you are taking yourself out, you have to have disciplined yourself to an extent where you say, okay, this money is for myself. Even if they are, see, I did it, I got to a point where even if once I send monthly allowance to my parents, if you call me that mountain is flying, you know, and the stars are now reducing and the moon decided to be exposed and everything, I will tell you, the Lord is on the throne. The Lord is being...
Your great aunt swallowed shovel.
I'm not joking.
Oh my God.
It's true. Because I have collected Osusu Ajo and sent the whole bunch to Africa. Mention the price. Adasa, don't come for me.
Adasa, don't let that be finished. I want to hear from Adasa, please.
I have collected a whole Ajo. I'm not talking about 1,000 or 2,000.
Mention the real number.
What is your problem?
Oh my goodness.
And I sent the whole bunch to Africa. Now ask me. No, ask me where was I sleeping?
On the floor.
Ask me where was I sleeping. I was owing rent. My rent was remaining 20 pounds. You don't understand. In fact, I was sleeping on the floor as at this. Do you understand how deep this thing has? That's why I said it starts from the roots. It starts from the roots. So if you are a Christian, I will beg you, please, because sometimes we say, oh, we do all this. Yes, it's part of self-love, but we dealt with the roots of the matter. Have we really dealt with the roots of the matter? We might be doing all those things, but there's still something. There's still something there that leads us back to the foundation of this matter.
Sorry about that.
Okay, it's not me. It's okay. I thought it was from my side. That we might be dealing with every other thing, which is good. They are part of it. But have we really dealt with the root of that matter? A lot of people that are in this country, is only after a few years that you realize that your brother's child that you sent to school is no more your child after that child have graduated. But when you were sending them to school, they say your child is about to go to school.
Wow.
It's part of it. So before it's okay for us to do everything self-love, self-care, do it and everything. They are beautiful. But please, let's all individually sit down and ask ourselves, where is this coming from? This thing I'm lacking. Because there's no amount of self-love you do for yourself that at a point you won't be lacking in it. Yeah. Before you can be able to do it consistently and it will be your lifestyle. And people will now know you don't talk to Debbie like that. So Debbie don't take disrespect like that. You can't. I was saying to somebody, I said, see, people can try to disrespect you. But once you start disrespecting yourself, what's it law?
That's it.
So until we sit down and ask ourselves, okay, how did we get here? How do I deal with it? Okay, how do I know myself? You can pray about it. God will help you. You can ask the Holy Spirit to teach you how to discover yourself. Let's not just do the physical part of it. Let's do the psychological part of it and the spiritual part of it, and God Almighty will help us. I think at this point I've broken enough table.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is Adasa able to speak? You're welcome. Thank you, Elder Debbie. Hey, Elder. You see that we didn't give you this title for fun. Thank you. Is Adasa there? Adasa, good evening. Me, I'm reaching out to her now. I hope she's not busy or too busy.
Good evening, everyone. Debbie
Good
already
evening.
mentioned it. Good evening,
Adasa, why did you
everyone.
tell them how much I sent to Nigeria?
Oh,
She didn't
we
say
fought
now. She
now.
was
Is it
saying,
your
you say it yourself. She didn't say. Well, I didn't hear, Sha,
I
anyways.
don't like when people give example and they are not being real. Just come forward so that people know that you've been there. Good evening, everyone. I believe self-love, everybody has said one thing or the other. But my definition of self-love is whatever I'm giving out, can I do that to myself?
Mm,
That sacrifice I'm about to make. By nature, I'm a giver. Giving makes me happy. You know, some people find it difficult. I don't know what not to give. Do you understand? And some of us, the way we do friendship, the way I do friendship is once I accept you as my friend, whatever advances me, once I get that information, I spread it out. Like, oh, we are all buying this. Oh, we all need. In fact, I have some of my friends that have influenced them to the point where we have maternity dresses, we have lingeries, we have lounge wears. We bought them like when we are getting married. It's the way I drag everybody along. Now, there's a lot of people who they can gift people. If you see when they do Christmas gift and they buy gifts for people, they've never bought those gifts for themselves as a person. Do you understand me? But you give to other people what you can never give to yourself. There's something wrong. There's an underlying issue. You are able to sit on the phone and talk to your friend for 1 hour, but you don't want to shower at night and brush. It is decaying for your old age. There's an underlying issue. Do you understand? That's where it starts from. That's where it starts from. But people often think because we've been conditioned since when we are much younger to serve others first. It starts from mommy finish cooking, you stand by that place. It depends on where you come from. If you're from my own part of the country where we use energy to make all that food, you finish cooking that food, then they will make you wait. Then you will serve everybody first before they serve you. It's a conditioning. People don't understand that. Now, there's a lot of home whereby if you are upset, you can't express yourself. I'm from a household, my father called it open door policy. When it's wrong, I tell him. And he acknowledges, he apologized, and we keep it going. So when I came to the real world, I was surprised about a lot of things. If you ask me, Adasa, okay, as much as I'm open, you can't come to my house and I will enter the kitchen and cook for you. Oh, I like your stew. You like it, I'll give you a recipe. But I'll not stay 4 hours in the kitchen and cook for you. If that is not how you show me, no, I won't do it for you. It's not because I don't like you, but that is where the problem starts from. I'm not saying love is exchange, but I so love myself that I don't put myself through things that others cannot do for me. If I'm your friend, I'm in love with you, I will jump the roof for you. But the day I realize that you can't jump a gutter for me, I stop it. It is a waste of resources. I'm the manager for this temple God have given to me and the resources that I have. So I don't, do you understand? I'm the manager for this temple and the resources that I have. And I carry that into friendship. I carry that into relationship. I set my boundaries. I used to say Debbie is very, very quiet. Debbie never fight. If at any point I hear Debbie fighting, I don't want to know the story behind. We first beat you, then we now say, okay, so what happened? Because Debbie loved peace so much. She loved peace so much that even when she's right, she will never have that because she don't want the confrontation. She just back down. And I'm like, hell, baby, we're gonna beat. Hey, Nana. Whereas me from the entrance, people already telling each other, I don't want problem. Oh, I don't want this girl problem. It's not because I'm a troublesome person. It's because don't rub it on me. Because if you do, my father will say, don't be on the sorry side. If you get a slap, return it immediately. Then you apologize to each other. Because once they give you that slap, everybody there think they can also give you that slap. Now it's a sorry case. Why do you want to put yourself there? So let me go back. First love is also self-love is also discipline. I know people think tough love is when you travel and when you eat. It's more than that. Tough love is when you put your heart to do something and nobody is supervising you and you get it done. It boosts your confidence. It boosts your self-love. It boosts your self-value. Self-love is when you choose yourself over everybody. I used to say to people, you can never catch me fighting my relationship. The day the love start malfunctioning, it's not looking like the way it started. I've already packed my bag and where we are going. It's not you. The right person will find me. Nobody said it was you before. I was only trying. Do you understand me? It's true.
That's how you always kill me.
It's true. You know the way people say things like with
I don't even need you to tell me we are done. If you normally call me at 3 and it has moved to 3:30 and your work did not change, I get the message because people talk without even talking. Actions speak louder than words. And if you
And
love
that's I wish
yourself
I
enough,
had that clap back line. No, I wish I had that clap back line. Hell, Lord have mercy. Hell, but I'm mine. But that line is hot. I may continue.
but it's true. See, that's why when I always say
I
things
love
like
it when people keep it real. Yeah, let's
I love my dad. I love my dad because my dad will tell you, is it until they say you are not welcome? It's not, see, a lot of time when people say to me, oh, you are cold, I'm not. I will go home and cry, but brah, I will never cry for you. My brother, I will never cry for you. My sister, when I go home, I can find my own and say, oh God. But to you, no, baby, my record with you will be clean. You are not Jesus, oh. I know that you a door. Just because my key is not your own does not mean that I'm not opening the door. It's not just your door. We keep it moving. So it's part of self-love. And it's not just relationship, even in friendship. There are people that you will do anything for, but they didn't choose you. That is absolutely okay. Now, another part of self-love that I say to a lot of people is this. You are yet to meet the best version of yourself. The more you love on you, the more the version of yourself come out. And I mean physical image, I mean mentally, I mean the way you see life. And there is nothing wrong with your point of view. You are just polishing it as you grow. There's nothing wrong with the way you think. You are just growing in your mindset. There's nothing wrong with the look and the body God has given to you. You are a different version of God. Your height is exactly perfect. Your complexion is the right complexion. Just keep it in the best. Your shape is perfect as you are. See, nobody can tell me I'm not beautiful because when creation was made, you were not there. We came here, then you start pointing. Who told you you are more beautiful than me? Who told you? So when it comes to self-love, firstly is you acknowledging yourself and liking the vessel you are placed in. Once you love the vessel, I'm not talking about pride. I'm talking about accepting you, your soul, in the body you are placed in, not comparing your abilities that you are given with somebody else, knowing who you are and looking for the best version of that thing placed in you. And for nobody can bully you because if you tell me, oh, that's how I will respond to you. I don't even process the response. I have it. I'm carrying it as I'm going. Like, I brush.
ready.
So yeah, and it helps because once you meet people and you are able to say, this is me, they either accept you or let you go. Nobody will play with your feelings because they know who you are and you love who you are. Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. I can't top that. So at least we've heard with our own ears. Thank you so much, Adasa. Thank you, Elder Debbie, for those contribution. It's amazing. If we go in deep, I love Debbie's perspective of going back to the source of where this lack of self-love, where did it come from? Is it, I think it's one of the things I mentioned briefly in my own talk, the childhood days when you're forming your personality, forming values, principles to life and things like that. So if you're from a home where your parents, are not encouraging self-love, you're going to grow up without that mindset. And I mean, as an adult, they say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. God helping you. It has to now be an intentional, a conscious effort to not live life like that. Some people struggle, and it's the truth, and it affects every other aspect of their lives. That's why they're struggling with who they are, their identity, loving themselves, and now they find themselves in some relationship, this person treating them anyhow, they don't know any better, and they're just there suffering, smiling, and a lot of things. So it can really mess a whole person's life. It can mess it up if you don't have this self-love we're talking about for yourself. So thank God for all the perspectives that have been shared here today. I really, really appreciate every one of you. So I'm going to come to Leslie before I come to Olumiwa. Thank you so much, sis, for joining. Thank you. So, Elder.
Hey, I don't become elder. Hey, Lord have mercy.
No, I'm not giving you Elder. I'm looking for another title. I'm not found it.
I don't want Oga or president. I'm still a young man.
Start with our puzzle for today.
That one is tongue twister. Let me see. I read it, but it's tongue twister. Let me see. 6 something. 6 sleek swans swam swiftly southwest. 6 sleek swans swam swiftly southwest. 6 sleek swans swam swiftly southwest. I think I've done it.
Let me just clap a little.
I tried today. Oh, I tried.
Well done. Thank you for trying. So
Yeah.
I know the floor.
No,
Let me look for my paper and
I
pen.
think that Debbie and Adasa have really flipped the table today. Oh, so there's not much I can add to it. Um,
Try.
But the thing is such a powerful this thing, and it's something that, especially for us who are parents of special needs children, what they call carers, it's something that they really train and teach us a lot about self care and self love. But my discovery of self love, it was actually the discovery of self, and my journey was in 97 when I came to England, and it was purely by accident. Because my first couple of years here, I used to go to the library as a way to just escape. But I began to know that going to the library was a way of me escaping the craziness of everything I was dealing with, and just having time to reflect and read and study. Also some various subjects, but especially about people who did well in life against all the odds. And that was the beginning for me of self-discovery, of like, okay, these people went through all of this and they were able to become this situation, because they were able to, against all the odds. And that was my journey to self-discovery, and that began to lead me to a point where I began to challenge a lot of things. Now, I've already had that kind of little experience from boarding school in Nigeria, but it really came into full gear during these times of me going to the library to study, because of that time I was in college and before I went to uni. So I spent a lot of time in the library. And that really opened me up to this world of, okay, who am I? Where am I going with this? What do I want to do? And it opened me up to the reality that I began to become aware of things in my life that I needed to change, and things in my life that I felt, okay, this is where I want to go. And by the grace of God, I think that really now led me to a particular year. I think it was 2003, especially. And we are Christians for the most part here, but it was that year that I really discovered God's love for me personally. That year, and I'm not just talking about, God love me, as in it changed my perspective of me and how I saw myself. And it was a build up from the late 90s up onto that point. And it really began to let me know that God loved me personally. And there was nothing I could do to change that. There was nothing I could do. He had paid the price. There was no price I could pay. And my job, my whole thing was to accept and receive that love, and how that love changed me. So that was really my journey, and I didn't know that that foundation of me discovering God's love for me
Yeah.
was going to be the foundation for my relationship, my marriage, and even how I raise children. Knowing fully well that I was loved completely, and it had nothing to do with myself, and coming to a place of self acceptance. And I believe that this thing about self love, as our sister Debbie has rightfully said, it starts with discovery. I really believe it starts with discovery, discovering who we are, recognizing what we can and can't handle anymore. What are the things that we want to do going forward with our life, and begin to enjoy our life. Like I said a few last week, I was talking about a lot of the times, especially for us immigrants in this country, it's survival mode. It's survival, survival, survival. And we never really come to a place where we plan that, hey, I should have a day where I can just rest, chill, do something of my own interest. And it doesn't have a lot of money. Like I said, for me, it was a library. I'll go to the library, read a book about something that interested me. And it began to show me, oh, you know what? I could see myself earning this kind of money. I could see myself living in this place. Just dream. Dreaming is free, and begin to think in that way that, hey, you know what? They did it. I can do it too. And to be honest, some of the things that I saw back then, a lot of them now we're living in it today. And and this is all glory to God. But those are the things that I remember looking at and thinking, hey, this is what I want to do. And a lot of those things happen. Now there's a lot of hard graft in between, but the truth of the matter is that we can make time. I'll give you one example. There was a season in my life, and I think it was especially at uni. It was especially at uni where on the weekends, especially a Saturday, and I think it was a Wednesday, I'd go out for a walk to the park. And where I was at uni, I was very blessed. We had a beautiful woodland park, and I just go out there and just walk and just look at nature and just imagine the houses that were in these areas and think, hey, I'd like to live in a house like this, or just reflect on my own thoughts and just come to a place where my life would be better. And that was just between myself and the Lord. And in and 2006 is 3 years after I got that revelation. I remember going to the park. This was just on my own, and it was something I like to do, just be on my own space of time. And I think I shared it that I remember God asking me a question: what would you be like if I gave you 100 million pounds? And that is something that I felt for God to tell me means A, it's a possibility it's going to happen. But B, it was letting me know that I want your character to be ready for this. I want your character to be ready. So a big part of self-love is recognizing who you are and accepting who you are, flaws and all, because none of us is perfect. But once you accept that, then it's easy. I believe that the more you accept yourself and who you are, the easier it is to deal with other people and manage people around you. But if you're just giving and just doing for everybody, and you haven't got time to make time to encourage yourself, build yourself, educate yourself, do things that would help you, who are you good for? And if you look at it, even Jesus oftentimes will go away on his own. Oftentimes, Jesus will go away on his own. In fact, sometimes they'll go and look for him, and where did he go to? And so I believe it's a very, very important thing that, I believe especially for our immigrant people, Nigerians in the UK, I really believe it's yes, and I'm glad that a lot of people have already said that. Take yourself out from time to time, go out, do something, give yourself a little treat. Start small. Start small. Maybe you just go and have a little meal, or you go to a cafe, have a coffee, tea, just be on your own and just chill and just enjoy that moment in time. Don't think about the hustle, the grind. Forget about the boss. Just enjoy your own time. Enjoy, because the more you do that, the better you are for everyone around you. The better you are at handling this. And I'll tell you, it's grown to become going to other things now. It has grown. I mean, it has really grown, and it's something that we cherish a lot. Our personal time, and even for our children, they have. They even know that Friday night is their personal time. They have one of the kids will be in their own bedroom, and the other will be in the other part of the house, and they just have their own, and they know that's our time. We are free to just be ourselves. So it's something that we as parents have practiced, and now even our children, and everybody's better for it. So I really encourage people to do it. It's not being selfish. It's not being selfish. It's you taking time. It's almost like taking time to be healed in a way, like self-healing. Your body is taking time to recharge. It's a good time for your mind, your spirit, your soul to be in a place where you can enjoy yourself. Just have some time and relax and rest and enjoy a treat. Like I said, my next one now is pedicure. Although that's my type of thing. I'm more into going out to the cinema. All that I can't do that on my own. But going for like pedicure, doing something like maybe going out to maybe a gym, just chilling out. I like those kind of. That's my own thing. I like to just go out and just chill on my own. I like that. That's my love language. Ultimately, is that way. That's the way I like my self care. So yes, I'm really glad this topic has been brought up. I think we need that, especially as Nigerians, that we don't need. It's not. We need to stop this sacrifice overload behavior. Not every day is sacrifice. Let's be realistic. Not every day and not everyone should we sacrifice for. We need time. We need time to invest in our emotional well-being. We need time. And I believe that sometimes, even when you do those things, something in you will begin to say, you know what, that thing that happened 2 years ago, you know, that thing wasn't your fault. You start to deal with some things like that, and you begin to say, you know what? In fact, I found myself once, I think it was years ago, I can't remember. I was out one day, and I remember apologizing to myself. You know what you went through. Don't worry, God got your back now. You're good now. You're never going to go through that again. I remember one time I went somewhere, and I remember I listened to something, and I remember I can never forget. The Holy Spirit told me, you're never going back to that place where you felt small. You will never go back. And that was just me going out on my own to do that. So I encourage people, just make that time. Make that time for yourself. It's not hustle. Let me tell you, if you hustle from now to tomorrow and you drop dead, let me tell you, those people you are hustling for, they will live their life. Oh, they will just continue. Trust me, they will continue. So make time for yourself. Make time for you. Make time for you. Thank you very much, Osteso. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, panel, as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Leslie, for that. You know, is self-discovery, like you said, and we have to be intentional about it. I will not come and discover you for you. Even if I discover you for you, it won't be like you discovering yourself for yourself. So a lot of that, I think, yeah, it still boils down to this upbringing that a lot of us have, you know, and thank God that somehow along the journey of life, we find ourselves in this Western world. We see another side to life, the good part of the culture we can imbibe. Like these people, they don't joke with their holidays. They don't joke with it. But it's us, you will see spilling and rolling over 3 years holiday. We won't go. Work. Spill it over. Even the company will say, you're losing holiday. You know, maybe there's only so much days you can spill over. But you, the highest number, you always spill it over because you will not go on holiday. What is it? Work. And then if you sit down to actually analyze how much you're earning, how much you actually spend on yourself, how much you spend on other people, you'll be shocked. And then you wonder why. We're not promoting selfishness here, so please don't get things twisted. We're just stating the obvious things because at the end of the day, some people, they die in poverty, yet they're rich. Anyway, I can unpack that maybe another time. But thank you so much for stating that obvious, Leslie. Discover yourself. It's never too late. You might think, for me, I'm 60 something. It's never too late. As long as you're alive and well, you can start now, because I know it's hard. You've known this certain way of life till age 60. Now to change to be hard. But then when you look at it, even when you're getting to that age 60, you need to chill. Because you're getting older, your body is telling you slow down. Is that why you want to take 9 to 5 times 10 times 4 job to please who and all of that? And you're not looking after yourself. Do you know how many people, they'll go to work and they get a bit tired, they put their head on computer and they're gone. No sleep, they are gone, like gone. The next thing is to call ambulance to come and carry them. For what? And at the end of the day, you check their accounts, the money do you think they have, somebody else will spend it. So may it not get to that for us before we realize, what are we saying here? We're talking about self-love. Do you even know what it's called? I remember that I had a client some time ago, and I was supposed to have a number of sessions with them. And then they were talking, you were processing and all. And then it got to, I said, do you love yourself, if I can pose this question to you? Say, what do you mean by self-love? To her, it sounds selfish. It sounds this. And I'm like, no, not really. Because I then had to be questioning the kind of love she's been getting, because that was one of the things that brought her to a session. And then she could not respond. She found it, in fact, I think she got upset, And I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong in it. Like, you love yourself enough to know that you need this counseling session. This is part of it. In case you don't know, this is part of self-love. You realize something is wrong, you can't handle it, and you're in session. But they didn't see it that way. And guess what? That was the end of all our session put together. They didn't come back because they felt I was going into too deep or some, I don't know. But they never came back. So there's certain things that some of us, we've grown up, is like, in fact, it will take the grace of God for us to even see, let alone mend our ways or rediscover ourselves, or let alone to love ourselves. But it is possible. Guys, it is possible. It has happened at least 2 years that on our life. Yeah, it's in fact we don't want to go there. We hear these stories and they say, oh, it's far off. May you not come near us. And that's why we're here talking about it on Inside, what we can do now. And like I said, we're just starting the year. Before you start doing data 24/7, sending money there, here and there, sit down, plan yourself in that financial planning. Do not neglect yourself. As you're buying birthday gifts, buy for yourself. Because sometimes you're expecting people will buy, they will celebrate your birthday. What if they don't? And then you now be moaning that, no, I don't have energy to moan. I go into the store and get what I want for myself, even if it's just for that day or whatever. So we need to learn to do that. Because if not, we're putting so much on other people concerning us. We are supposed to do these things for ourselves. Like I said, if they do it, fine. If they don't do it, you're okay. But you need to cultivate that lifestyle to start with so that nobody will treat you anyhow because you're not treating yourself anyhow. My prayer is God will help us. So I'm going to round off with Olumi1 today. Please, what is your view about this? Do you think self-love is a selfish act? I don't know what your take is. Good evening, this is your welcome. I hope you're
Good evening, FunmiRoyal. So sorry, I was half asleep when I woke up and I like, let me go through my phone. I saw that you sent a link. So sorry if I sound like if I've been sleeping for years. I'm so sorry.
yeah, we need our rest.
Honestly, I came back, I was so exhausted, but that's by the way. Good evening, Leslie. Good evening, Debbie. In fact, President General among the nation. Debbie, you need to add that to your title. Woman. And Adasa, I can hear you in the background. That woman, she's a woman of substance.
Fire. In fact, she takes this to
Listen.
another level.
Oh wow, great topic, honestly. I mean, it depends who you are asking when you ask if self-love
I
is
guess
being
so.
selfish.
I guess so.
It depends who you are asking. I
Mm.
said it on my life, I think it was a Saturday. I said it. One of the things that I've learned to do for myself is when weekend when I go grocery shopping, I buy myself a bunch of flowers. Why
Oh.
do I do that? Because I have decided to treat me the way I want to be treated.
Nice.
Because self-love has to begin. It's almost like when they say,
You do me, I do you. God no vex.
oh,
Carry on.
my sister. As they say, how do they say that saying in our country that something begins at home?
Charity begins at home.
Bagam, that's how they say it. The way you treat yourself is the way anybody walking into your world, because you have set the blueprint. You have set the foundation of how you want to be treated, because that's the aura that you give. Now, it's funny that Leslie mentioned something about pedicure. I have all those. In fact, I purposely bought them for myself. I have my leg massage. I have anytime I feel like pampering myself. If I don't want to go out of my house, the thing is there will vibrate my leg, will clean the leg, will do, because those little things goes a long way. They go a long way, one to your psychological boost, to your mental boost, to your physical boost, to your emotional boost, and it goes a long way. And if you don't learn to treat yourself, it's impossible to teach others how to treat you, because it takes you identifying what you love. It takes you identifying, knowing how best you feel and what makes you feel best. For you to now say somebody's coming into my world, or Leslie, this is how I want to be treated, because I have taken time to find myself and know who I am. And very often, that's why it saddens my heart when you see people say, "Oh, he treated me so bad," especially now in terms of marriage relationship, and you see, partners going at each other and like, "Ah, he treat me this way, he treat me that way, he treat me this way." It's because there's never been a pattern, or a blueprint that each both persons are going, have set to be able to like work their relationship, because you are depending on me to treat you right. When I will be able to treat you right for me if I know what for me likes, not me
I
assuming.
don't even know what I like. How?
Exactly,
My
not
God.
me assuming that, oh, for me will like this. Assumption is different from facts. I can assume that, oh, Fumi likes purple. I can assume that Fumi likes purple. Is it actually that Fumi likes purple? Have I taken time to learn that? As Fumi told me herself that this, I like this. Only if you do this for me, I like this. But then you won't blame me because even Fumi don't know what she likes.
Oh, I know what I like. This.
I'm
If you are
sorry,
joking
my
now.
sister. I thought we are twin now. We can't be fighting about that form. Okay, sorry. I won't use you as my reference.
No. I'm just kidding. No.
Oh, do you understand? So it takes you understanding what you like to be able to say, right, this is what I like. This is what for me like, and this is how I want to be treated. So self-love begins with you being intentional about yourself because the intentionality is what drives you to say and sit down and say, okay, this is me. How do I want to be treated? How do I like to be treated? Because that's what I will be putting out there. So self love is you first and foremost learning you. And that comes also to the point whereby you learn yourself so much so you know when your body is telling you it's time to now pull back now, girl, and and take a step back, take a moment back and refresh. So self love is being in tune. Is one first and foremost learn yourself. Second of all, learn to be in tuned with how do I roll? How does Olumi roll? How does Olumi feel on day to day? Because that way I know when Olumi is not on her topmost best. Then I know when to pull back and refresh. I know when to pull back and say, right, okay, Leslie, I can't have this 1 hour chat with you today because I feel I need my space and I need to rest. Self-love is the ability to be able to not because you're being dismissive, not because you're being rude, but self-love is the ability to say, right, for me, I know I did promise I was coming for a tea tonight at yours, but I'm not really feeling my topmost, so I want to take a rest without feeling the need to take myself out of my house because I want to please you,
And without feeling guilty as well.
without feeling guilty. So self-love is that ability to be so disciplined that your first entitlement is to yourself. Because I say what the no, I'm so sorry if I have to bring parent because my life is all about parenting. This is what I say to my parents. I said to them, I said, how what good are you to your children and to your family when you are not your best self? Because we are being brainwashed so much so that we say, love is sacrifice. And particularly when it comes to our mother, let me say, like they will say in the Yoruba, yama, yama, man,
Yeah.
yeah, do you understand what I mean? Which means, for the sake of those who don't understand Yoruba, that means mothers, they go all out. In fact, they literally sacrifice themselves. That's
They
pure
really
lie. That's lies from the
for
pit of hell.
yeah.
That's lies from the pit of hell. And the same saying goes to people when they say, you have to sacrifice. People have sacrificed at the point of where we have these stories where they unalive themselves or probably something unalive them without them even knowing because they are going all out. Self love is the ability to be so in tune with yourself that you know when to say no when it's needed. Let's start with those little things. Little self-discipline. So I said to people, self-love, nobody can achieve self-love until you achieve self-discipline. Because it takes somebody who is disciplined to stay consistent. It takes discipline to stay consistent. And it takes consistency to self-love. Because it's something you have to do continuously over and over and over and over again, regardless of how it feels, regardless of how you feel. Is that ability to say, right, for me, this is the part I'm going and this is the part I'm going to keep at. Now, don't get me wrong. Self-love is also the ability to be able to self-review and self-assess and say, okay, right, I took this turn this time. Is it really, profitable? Is it, that ability to be able to juggle things around? I'm not saying, okay, because let me say here, self-love is the ability to stay on point. I'm not saying be rigid. Not being rigid. Self-love has been the ability to still be able to self-assess and say, okay, for me, this worked this time. Okay, this time would this still apply to where I'm going and to what I'm doing now? So self-love starts with the little things, the small things. Even if it's something, okay, I want to start going to bed maybe 10 minutes earlier than normal. Which means, I mean, those little things. Yes, 10 minutes earlier. That regardless that, okay, in that 10 minutes earlier that you put your time, maybe let's say maybe you not decide from going to bed at 9 o'clock, you decide to go to bed at 8:50, and somebody come knocking at the door and say, for me, oh, I just thought to come and ask, oh my God. Now it will take discipline to say, oh, sis, I need to go to bed. Now somebody will be asking me that, only what if it's in a case of emergency? Then if it's a case of emergency, we know it's an emergency. If it is not a do or die affair, that nobody is gonna, end up in the casket, or nobody. Do you understand what I mean? That thing can wait. I'm a mom of 4, and I remember when my children were little. You have this, you have to do everything at a time. You have to do everything at a time. I had to come to, in fact, not long after, now that they are older, I mean, they're all teenagers, that, okay, they are a lot more independent. I didn't learn it until the later part of their development. Because I feel, like every other person who is having kids, you feel you have to do every single thing at a time. But you know what I do now for me? I even do it in the office. God knows. You come and dump any file on my table, I'll look at it. If it's something I can wait till tomorrow, if it's time for me to go home, they know me. They say, Olu, are you going home? Yes, I'm going home.
Why not if not?
My sister. They're like, so if it can wait, that's what I say to people. I say, this is where you start with, particularly parent. If that thing can wait, if you waiting would not change anything, then let it wait. You don't have to do it all at a time, else you will go cuckoo. If this month on your budget you can't buy everything on your list, check what is paramount and face that, and anything that is not needful, let it wait. Self-love is the ability to know what needs to wait and what needs doing now. Pick your battles. Ability to pick your battles. Like I said, not to hold everybody because it's quite late now. I say little things, like little things. Buying yourself a manicure set. I learned to do manicure for myself in the house. I put the thing will vibrate my leg. I will feel good. I'm like, oh Jesus, so life is good.
Tell me about it. Yes, so
Those little things, and you will be surprised how it will boost you mentally, how it will renew your mind. Little things like that. Yeah, people do different things that renews them. So some people like to read books. If it's not for you, don't force yourself. If your own, forte is to just sit down and watch a movie, it's good enough. In as much as it's something that you like. So self-love is all about self-discipline. Start with the little things. Little things. Then start giving yourself those little discipline. Oh, maybe I'm not drinking enough water. Let's start with that. It's okay, Olumi, I want to treat myself better, to drink more water. Maybe 1 more glass a day, other than maybe instead of drinking 4 glasses of water, maybe I want to start with 5 glasses of water. Start with those little things, and you will be surprised how every other thing will change. Self-love is not selfishness, or self-love is being intentional and being in tune with yourself. And if everybody can stay in tune with themselves, they won't be waiting for another person out there to come and make them happy. Even marriages get better. I love what Leslie said. Even in his home, everybody has their me time. When my sister calls me and says, "Oh, where are the kids?" I say, everybody's in their own space. When it's time for us to congregate together, we congregate, we do our prayer, and then everybody disappear into their territory. Finding that moment, making those moments work. Because sometimes when things are too cumbersome, that's when you find that in that moment you cannot even keep up with yourself. And when you can't keep up with yourself, that's when anxiety sets in. That's when frustration sets in. That's when everything starts looking like it's closing in on you. Let's pick our battle. Yes, we love people at home. We want to send things to people at home. If it's not doable in the moment, explain to them. And anybody who cannot understand your reasoning, now forget, they are not worthy of it. So because if you ask me for £100 today and I say, I can't afford the £100, not today, not at this moment, and because of that you want to pick fight with me, it's okay. I will just take you out of my list. My burden is one more person less. It's true.
In fact, oh my goodness.
So self-love is self-discipline. If you don't start with that, no matter any routine you put in, because the truth of the matter is that if you say, okay, I want to go to the masseuse for massage, I want to go to this for that. If you don't have that self-discipline to stay, self-discipline is a staying power. That regardless of anything, even Bible says Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's the description of the God who made us. And if he made us in his image and his likeness, that simply means he's giving us the same ability to have that staying power, to have that discipline, to say yes when it's needed and to say no when it's not. Not because you want to please somebody else and displease yourself. So my summary of all of this is that self-love is self-discipline. Let's start with that, and you'll be surprised how every other thing in your life will evolve and things will get better. Hope. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. In fact, that really caps everything up. Thank you so much, sis, for your contribution. I see so many Fumis. The other Fumi dropped off. Hey, thank you so much. Leslie, you want to say something before I round up?
Yes, I just have to say that what our sister just said is just gold, especially the one of family and just recognizing that it's self-discipline. It's just serious gems. And the one of Nigeria, where she said one more person, that's how we do it as well. We're like, we're not arguing with anybody. We don't argue. Like, don't stress. If you stress us, that's it. We move on quickly. It's so solid.
Sorry, let me make you laugh. It was years back. I had my secondary school alumni thingy, and everybody, they were saying, always people in diaspora send money. I now challenge them. I said, is it a crime for people in Nigeria to say to me to bring my account that you put money? Everybody laughed. I said, no. I know it's funny, but I'm not joking. I want to challenge all of you. And guess what? One of the guys said, I'll send the account. I'll put money. What's that? You there? I said, okay. Don't try me. And I sent the account. He put 3,000 naira there. I could not stop the laughter. I said, after all the so if me, I sent 3,000 naira to you, will you be happy? Everybody laughed again. I said, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Don't come and see us here. I mean, you have the money tree in your back garden. I don't know. Maybe
my sister, you challenge them.
I said, is it a taboo? You people, take your time. Diaspora, this. You think it's easy? Please. So if you don't make those things, that just like she said, if you're not disciplined, look, you can never please everybody or anybody at that. Some people, you think you've done the best thing and they're doing like this. What has she done that she thinks she's done something? So, and in the midst of that, you're miserable. You're not looking after yourself. And somebody you're killing yourself for is not even appreciative of that. So what's the point? What's the point? Look after yourself. Look after them when you can, or if you can, or how you can. And if they don't understand, tough. Life, we only have one life and we have to get it right, as one of my pastors would say. So Leslie, I don't know if you want to finish up what you were saying. Sorry, I had to cut you in there. I just remembered when Olumi was speaking.
No, that was a beautiful point, and I think you rounded my point perfectly. That was a perfect way to finish my point. I just love what you said, and I think sometimes they need that challenge. But yes, it's a great point. It's a fantastic point. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been quite insightful today, and I'm so glad. I mean, to everyone who has come in to support, to contribute, to tap. I thought we are going to take it to 40K before I finish today. I think I have to start challenging us with our tapping though. But all the same, thank you so much, Elder Debbie. Thank you. Adasa, I shout, oh, thank you so much for always bringing that fire nuggets, fire points, and taking it home, driving it home, deep home. Thank you so much, Adasa. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, my Twinnie. Maybe I have another Twinnie on TikTok. I only have one Twinnie, but my sake, I have another sake. So my sakes. Thank you, Olumi1, for your submission. Self-love, self-discipline. That's how she summed it up. And Houseview, thank you so much for your patience, your support, for staying there, for tapping. I see you, Baritone. You refuse to come up today, but it's all good. At least I saw you tapping away. And Omo Bolanle, I just want to say thank you for all to come up, or Heap to come up, is her to come up and share one or two things. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. To everyone, Woman of Purpose, thank you. I hope you have a lovely night rest. And please don't overwork or work, but don't overwork. All of you, thank you so much. I'm going to leave us with my final thought from my talk today, which is the most powerful relationship you will ever have is the relationship with yourself. Love yourself first, and everything else will fall in place. So on that note, I want to say thank you so much. Much love to every one of you. I really appreciate every single one of you. Till I come your way again on Thursday, when we'll be talking about marriage relationship topics. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Thank you. Anyway, let me not say what I'm about to say. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's the offering Debbie refused to collect. Somebody just came and collected offering for us. Thank you so much. So I'll be back on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. We'll talk about marriage relationship talks that we shy away, from talking. We're going to do that here on Inside the Eve of Valentine's Day. Is it? Yeah, that's true. 13th. So yeah, let's come and talk. I don't know what I find, except I go through the thing now to see what the topic is. But whatever it is, we'll come here and talk about it. Know that it's something that is going to be challenging, I guess, because all these topics is even me when I go back to, I'm like, hey, Lord, help me. But I don't have a clue this one. But on Thursday we will sit together and we will talk some more, get some more insights, so we can enjoy our marriage relationship as well. So once again, thank you all so much. Much love from me. Have a lovely night rest. And please remember self-love, self-care, self-discipline, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-respect, everything self. But like I said, there's a balance to it. Don't go overboard. We're not talking about pride, and we're not talking about not helping people, but make sure you look after yourself as well. Please go to that spa, go for that walk, do something that makes you feel good as well, apart from looking out for every other person. Till I come your way, I say remain blessed. Thank you so much. God bless you. Good night. Thank you. Debbie, thank you. Olga Leslie, thank you. Thank you, Olumi1. I couldn't make it yesterday. I don't even know what happened. Oh yeah, we're out. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries, Fumi. God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Speak to you soon. God bless
Have
you.
a lovely night rest.
You
God
too. Bye
bless
bye.
you.
Bye bye.
Good night.